Freaking, we're live. We're gonna fill up.
This is just the 6th time in the 51-year history of this rivalry. Caps and Flyers, a home and home on consecutive days. The other 5 ults in place.
All righty, folks, welcome to another edition of Hockey Night in Scottsdale, the alternate cast. Coverage you can't get anywhere else. Bobby Gucci alongside yours truly, 93.1 DJ Swish over here. Folks, we are live from the chin of Scottsdale, Arizona, featuring a game tonight on Wednesday night. It's a back-to-back, a home and home on TNT, but most importantly on Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Rob, facing off tonight, we have the Philadelphia Flyers and the Washington Capitals. Last night, we saw those fisticuffs between McElrath and Delorier, two big boys we talked about that were absolutely throwing bombs. What do we like tonight? What are we seeing out there? Two teams, one team kind of on the back half in terms of some older players, maybe trying to sneak into the playoffs, and the Philadelphia Flyers maybe trying to, well, recreate a little magic they had last year and build off what they had and adding a couple of young pieces.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they're having a home at home as National Hockey League teams. I thought that's more of a college feel to me. But, yeah, I mean, coming into this game, Philadelphia just sucks, and I really like that. Ever since I got kicked out of that wedding in Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia pretty much has had nothing going for them. So I'm enjoying that the Philadelphia Flyers keep losing because the city and what the city did to me. But other than that, Swish, yeah, I mean, a good just city to city, right around the corner from each other matchup. The city of brotherly love, no Diddy, matching up against Washington, D.C. with all the politics going on. There's a lot of storylines in this game, even though there might not be. I'm just talking out of my ass.
Two cities you've had, well, trouble in the past in their respective own rights. Nothing personal, though, against these cities. I would say these teams probably got on a train last night and probably trained up or down, vice versa, depending on how you look at it. And they are meeting, again, as a home and home. This game featured at the Verizon Center in beautiful, probably not beautiful, but, well, downtown Washington, D.C., which will have major changes in potentially coming up in the next few weeks. Again, folks, if you're just tuning in, this is the Hockey Night in Scottsdale alternate cast featuring a game between the Philadelphia Flyers and the home team, the Capitals. Alexander Ovechkin knocking on the door of Wayne Gretzky's record. Again, will he get it done this season? Will it take him a little bit more time? It would be awesome to see the Great Eight maybe get it done this year. I think it's 41 goals he needs, Rob, to tie it, maybe 42. I'm not sure. We'll have to check the Elias Sports Bureau. But do you think a guy like that can tuck 40 at his age? Because, you know, as a Russian, he's probably at least 3 years older than his birth certificate suggests.
If the Capitals keep playing the way the Capitals are playing, yeah, I can see him getting it. But you know what? If I was a gambling man, which I am, I'm going to say he's going to need next year, but he's definitely going to break it. There's no doubt about it. I don't even know how a couple years ago people were saying he wouldn't break it. He's going to break the fucking record.
Yeah, barring anything drastic or major injury-wise or whatever, you like to see, probably think that he would break it probably sometime next year, I think is safe a bet. But anyways, folks, if you're just tuning in, 17:21 on the clock. As we always do around the 13-minute marker, we will go to commercial break and take your questions. So the chat, please get it going. Please get it buzzing. It is the Hump Day Classic. Yes, it's one of the better nights of the week, especially for the people in the industry to go out. Folks, the midweek special, speaking of specials, well, the West Garden doing a special if you're in the city tonight. That might be a penalty. No call on the play. Again, this roster, a lot of these teams, a lot of the guys, honestly, I'm not unfamiliar with their games, Rob, but a lot of changes in this Washington lineup this year. Obviously, you're looking at a guy like Mangiapane coming over. You have a guy like Duhaime, who was in Toronto, Colorado, and Minnesota. A little bit of a suitcase there. Pierre-Luc Dubois, a.k.a. Pierre-Luc Douchebois. You have him. You have Verana back in the mix for his second go-around in Washington. So, yeah, man. And you got a guy on the back end like Jacob Chickener, who we saw in warmups, who was supporting that or sporting that kind of girl or lesbian headband. Now, there's nothing against lesbians. That's just a lot of times that lesbians do wear that look.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of changes. Dylan Strome leading the team in points, finding his footing in Washington after kind of, people didn't really think he was going to be in the league after the Coyotes. But, yeah, man, there's a lot. Andrew Mangiapane, the Protas kid, Pierre-Luc Duferta, who doesn't have a goal yet, Swish. I mean, when are we going to, is that a guy that you're starting to write off already? I mean, he's not that old, but he's also not that young.
We're not that young. And you make a good point, because how many times can you change organizations and maybe it's just the player, right? It's kind of like the guy that always dates a girl and somehow he's telling his buddies, hey, it was her. She's crazy. And then he goes to the next girl, and it's the same story. And then how many times can you just really create the story of the boy who cried wolf before you look yourself in your own chin in the mirror and say, you know what, this might be on me. Now, listen, you don't root for a guy to not have success. I think he's kind of, gone through the ringer in terms of what he's gone through now. These are rich guy problems at the end of the day. He's making $8 million for the next 7 years. But you like to hope he's learned some things. Maybe he can adjust. Maybe he can find a new home in Washington. Now, these guys in Washington, especially their GM there, and Brian McClellan, he likes bringing back first rounders and trying to almost, get these guys back to maybe their hype out of junior. Rasmus Sandin was the guy they brought in. Jacob Chikrin, another first rounder. Verana back in the mix. Pierre-Luc Dubois was a high pick. Strome even. So there's a lot of guys. They had Sonny Magic Hands Milano they gave a chance to. So McClellan's a big believer in acquiring old first-round picks and trying to turn them into maybe something he saw at their draft age or when they were draft eligible.
Yeah, I mean, it's working right now. They look pretty good. And when your superstars like Ovechkin, they start getting old, you kind of almost write the whole team off already. It's kind of like Pittsburgh. All the legends on Pittsburgh, they're getting old. And you're like, Pittsburgh, they're garbage. So you kind of do the same thing to the Caps a little bit, even though it's just Ovechkin there that's really like the old timer. But wow, what a fucking rip right there. But yeah, man, they played good. And let me tell you something. Philly needs to get going. They have lost. Oh my goodness gracious.
Was that McFurda? Who was that?
Was that Dylan McFurda?
Was it McElrath tucked that? Was McFurda, or did someone tip that? Or was that straight in? Holy jumping, that was a tip from Radish, Taylor Radish. The 16 car. I was going to say, if McFurda tucked that would be so sick. Imagine he had a home-and-home Gordie Howe in 2 games played. Okay, let's see how this happens here. Radish wins the puck. He sends it low to high to Sandin. He works it over to Dylan McElrath. Quick shot. And finds Twine. Does that hit a stick or a skate in front with Radish there crashing in? Oh, that was a nice
pass.
Yeah, that was a great play. Head up all the way, finds a little lumber in there. I mean, that's the veteran of 13 years pro and probably 10 of those years, Rob, in the jungle from the big bruising defenseman.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Not good for Philadelphia, but it's a long game. There's a lot of hockey left. And, yeah, that was a hell of a look from Dylan McElfurda. Good to see him. I said it last night on the pod. You can watch all of our pods on YouTube, even though we do them live. I said last night, it's good to see him get in NHL games 14 years after being drafted in the first round.
I know, and usually those pods are used for either a back alley brawl outside of some establishment in Winnipeg, like Earl's on Main. Shout out to Earl's on Main. But Dylan McElrath showing the reason why he's in the National Hockey League, and he's one of those guys, Rob, that probably continued to get better even after he was drafted as a 10th overall pick. Probably the first 5 or 6 years pro, he was probably confused. He was in the minors. He's making $60,000. You're like, what is going on? I'm fighting. I'm hitting. I'm just not fast enough. I have these cement-like boots. Now you take those off, and maybe you're not wearing the cement anymore. Maybe it's like a pair of waders on, and he's moving okay, man. It looks like, in his mid-30s that McElrath has really found a home, especially not only taking Hershey to back-to-back Calder Cups, but now he's inserted into the lineup with the Capitals to start the season. So you always root for guys like that, right?
Yep, definitely. The Capitals just look good. I mean, they're moving it's kind of like, when teams get those random guys like Mangiapane, you don't really think about it too much, but a guy like Mangiapane goes over. He's been in the league a while. He could, show the younger guys what to do. He's not going to make a lot of mistakes. But yeah, I kind of am surprised by the jump that the Capitals have in their freaking step. Maybe it's because of the election.
Yeah, maybe it could be. You never know. I don't know who these guys are voting for, but he's skating well. They're all skating well. He's been skating the river like Stevie Weeks in Mystery, Alaska. Folks, right now, 14:41. If you're following along, we got an offensive zone face-off as Travis Konecny plays the puck down the wall. That is intercepted until Sanheim ultimately corrals the puck, sends it into the corner, and McElrath with a nice exit play through the middle of the ice. Mangiapane, you got to glove that down, fella. Come on. Help out your D-man. Get him a change. Dude, McElrath looks pretty good right now. I know he's a little horny because he got that apple, but fuck, he looks like he belongs. And
sign this guy long term.
I was going to say, give this guy a 3-year deal at $7 and a hook.
Could you imagine if he signed, even at 3 years at $2 per? It would be a huge win.
That would be crazy. If he got $1 million a year, that would be nuts. I mean, this guy's been grinding on 2 ways for, like a girl finding a PTO for a weekend, like just looking for her bag. This is what he's been looking for.
Oh.
You know, his jungle sheet's like $500K, which is hilarious. Like,
That is hilarious.
You
Not
know
a bad way though. $500,000
Fuck
a year
yeah.
for 8 years or whatever the hell he's been down there.
100%. And Rasmus Ristolainen, we're getting a look at him. He always has like not that I'm an analytic guy, but he always just has the worst Corsi every year. This guy's like negative numbers. For a guy making 5 and a hook, he's one of those guys, those Finns that always gets those speeding tickets that are like $200,000.
Yeah.
Because in Finland, you know, it's based on your income.
Is it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
You get a speeding ticket in Finland is based on how much money you make?
Yep. Yep. I once got a speeding ticket in Finland. Never paid it.
Oh my God, the liberals would love that. All right, we're gonna go to commercial break and we're gonna hit the chat real quick. Dylan McElford, who we're pumping his tires, he just took a high sticking penalty. Anything in the chat worth looking at right now?
Load it up, folks. Get it going. Again, this is the only game of the night. We're trying to bring you the best coverage you can't find anywhere else here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. So please, chat, load it up. Get excited, baby.
Okay, I was gonna pull up a chat here, but it has the N-word in it, so I'm actually just gonna not. I know that guy is black, so it's good to go. I just don't want to put it on the screen. Okay. This is a random one. Should I go to my intramural flag football semifinal game or go to my campus bar and have 6 pitchers of Coors Light with a buddy? Why not both?
Can you get? I mean, there's nothing in the rule book that says you can't play drunk. So
Why not both? Go play intramural, burn some calories, feel good about yourself, get your steps in, and then go ruin it with 6 pitchers of beer. You're still in college. Every night counts.
Yeah, I would say almost get drunk before too.
Yeah.
Why not? Play with a buzz.
How many shades does Swish have for his chin, fella?
Yeah, I would say for my chin, shout out to Huey Shepherd. No relation to a German or an Aussie Shepherd, but man, I got enough to go around, right? I would probably say I have 5 or 6 nice pairs, and I probably lose 2 or 3 of those a year. And then I just have a bunch of gas station ones that I load up on because you always need a fresh set fella.
This is gonna anger the Hockey Night in Scottsdale boys. Got tripped by a guy playing pickleball yesterday while I was trying to land a first serve on the tennis court. I am not a fan of violence, but that warrants you to go over there and punch that guy right in the mouth. We're gonna get back to the game here, though. Thank you for the chat that's buzzing tonight. Dylan McElrath just, we're pumping his tires, Swish, but one thing you have to do if you're an up and down guy, you gotta minimize mistakes. You can't be careless right there and hit Morgan Frost, friend of my show, in the face with his twig, and hopefully they kill this off for the kid because I don't want Philly to win.
Control your lumber there, fella. I mean, I know you're a big guy. It gets up, but you got to control your wrench when you're on the sheet. That is rule number 24,000. So we're going to get a live look here at the Philadelphia power play. Again, we're getting a look at Jamie Drysdale, Rob, who came over from the Anaheim Ducks for Cutter Gauthier. That's the turd cutter who did not want to play for John Tortorella, and rightfully so. Even though I've heard good things about Torts, maybe not as a rookie. You don't want to be on his bad side. He chose the easy way out. Jamie Drysdale is set to make a drop pass back to the young Russian Michkov and Morgan Frost as they get in the zone and ultimately intercepted by John Carlson, who's not able to play that puck out. Get it set up here, fellas. Make a play. Nick Dow, the former St. Cloud State Husky. Husky women, they say, never saw or never heard of a good-looking girl going to St. Cloud State. But if you are, get at me. My DMs are open. Folks, right now, we're getting a look again at the Philadelphia Flyer power play. Man, I actually like those Philadelphia Flyer jerseys. They simplified them a little bit. They went back to their old school ways. And speaking of going back to their old school ways, Travis Konecny, an absolute throwback player. He is Philadelphia to a T. A little greasy, a little undersized, not afraid to do something cheap. And at the end of the day, can put them back and score goals.
Yeah, sneaky good player. 68 points. Just got a quick chest. Sneaky good player. Almost 600 games in the league for Konecny. He's in the prime of his career, 27 years old. That's a guy that I could see being a career Flyer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and he signed that long-term ticket there, so that is the
he?
plan there. Yep, he did. He signed an 8-year deal right at around $8 million, and Keith Jones and Danny Briere really want to give him the keys to the city, if you will. The key to the Liberty Bell, the keys of the game tonight, well, shoot the puck, shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot. And Sean Couturier, with more back surgeries than limbs, steps into the faceoff circle with 52 seconds. remaining on the power play. Again, shots right now, 4-1 in favor of Washington. They were buzzing like a no vacancy sign early until Dylan McElrath took that errant high sticking penalty. We're getting a look at power play number 2 with Travis Sanheim and Yoel Farabee, who makes a little bit of a turnover play to Nick Dowd, who is not skating the best anymore, but he is still a very heady player out of Alabama Huntsville. If we're talking places of obscurity, he is from Huntsville, Alabama. Oh my God. Jesus.
I mean, Philadelphia just does not look good here. Tortorella is going to be throwing trash cans in the locker room. Just the entry and even the carelessness with the puck at the blue line. You got to get that fucker deep.
Get it deep and go find it. I mean, at least get it over the blue line and make a little bit of a deposit. Not a dump, a deposit, folks. It's the way coaches spice it up to say, you know what, don't dump the puck, deposit it. I'm like, fella, why would I give it up if I have it on my lumber? Anyways, right now, 11:30 to play. Oh, my God, Cam York goes down the wall, and he's looking for something in the middle of the ice. Not able to find any bodies. He sends it to his D partner over there in Travis Sanheim, and he goes for, well, he was going for a change. And he says, you know what, maybe I can get a cheap apple here. You like Cam York's game? I mean, he was a high pick back in the day, an undersized defenseman. I feel like a lot of these younger defensemen, for whatever reasons, are like undersized skill guys. You look at Cam York, you have that kid Zach Jones in New York. A lot of these guys, Quinn Hughes, the undersized D-man. It might be the undersized D-man era coming up here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Cam York's game, but he is from Orange County, California. A lot of those people are douchebags. So I think I actually might hate him, Swish, even though I don't know the guy.
Yep, and another one that someone said in the chat was Rasmus Sandin, another one of those undersized left-handed shot defensemen. I just think that's it's a buzz thing. It's like a fad right now in the NHL. It's kind of like how everyone was using cold tubs and still is right now. Like, oh yeah, I hit the cold tub at 4:30 in the morning. Like, no, you don't. You're just saying that so it looks good on Instagram. It's kind of like this new fad of wave of defensemen. Me personally, if you're going to be undersized, well, you got to have some jam. You got Adam Fox the same kind of way. So, anyways, we're going to get back to the game that really matters here, and I'm not sure if we're going to get a penalty or what's going to happen. Jacob Chikrin definitely did take the headband off, so his flow is looking good coming out of the bucket as we're getting a look at Spencer Cranberry, I call him, Spencer Carberry. But we're getting a look at the bald-headed fella in his second year with the Washington Capitals. Somehow got his team in last year. Is John Tortorella not wearing a tie under that zipped up?
I don't think he ever does anymore.
Dude, come on.
I think he just says that he's cold. Yeah.
Like, come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you too good to wear a tie? Fuck off.
I like the suit. I don't care how cold I was. Being an NHL coach behind the bench with a suit, it's just a different type of swag.
You have to do it, no? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's the National League. It's not like you're coaching in the CCHA here. No disrespect to college hockey in the CCHA, but if you're at Fair State, you probably don't have a ton of people at your game. And we're getting a look here at a big game right now, and a game that features a back-to-back. The Amtrak rivalry game. Oh, my God. Ovechkin could have blown that kid up, but he decided not to. A little too long. Get to him.
Dylan Strome pulling it back.
Oh, pulling it back like he's pulling a dildo out of you-know-where. Folks, again, right now, 10:23 remaining in the game. 1-0 right now in the Washington versus Philadelphia. Ovi, Faki had him open. Stromer pulled that thing back, sucked it in. And a hell of a play by Drysdale, I guess, too, on the defensive side.
All right, we're going to go to the chat. I think we're at a commercial break here, or are we not?
No, not yet, folks. Stay with it.
You got Panger announcing the game. Thank God it's not Brian Blindman Boucher. 10:21 to go. If you're following us, folks, we are really delayed. Even though I pay for the highest speed internet possible in the area, we're still delayed because Cox Business Internet sucks. This episode's not brought to you by Cox Business. They suck. 10:08 to go.
Yeah, we are almost at the halfway point of this game. Again, please get at us in the chat with your questions, and thank you for tuning in. Again, we will be in Grand Forks this weekend for a live show. Following that, we will be in Toronto on the 16th. That is a Hockey Night in Canada game featuring the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Edmonton Oilers. We'll be doing a live show at Greta there. So if you're in the area, Southern Ontario, please stop by and see our chins. We're going to live look at Rasmus Sandin, who makes a nice little pull-up play on Sanheim and sends it back down the wall to Connor McMichael as he massages the puck like a piece of A5 Wagyu. Cam York tightly contains him down the wall. And we're getting a live look at Washington's ground game. They're establishing a little bit of a cycle. Philadelphia breaks up the play and they're able to, well, chunk it out of the zone, and we will try again, folks. Washington going for a change, as well as Philadelphia. Majapani sends one high and wide. Rob, do you like that shot? I wish it was from the Rockstar zone if you're going to shoot it. Skate it in a little further.
A little further, try to catch the goalie cheating like he just got back from Cabo. Ooh. And, yeah, I don't know. I think in this scenario, you just maybe a little, you could take a little bit of risk because Philly's playing like shit. So, yeah, I don't hate it, actually.
Drysdale's one of those undersized defensemen, too. Like there's so many of these little defensemen now.
Friendly fire. Yeah, I'm surprised they're on Torts' team, too.
I know, and they traded for him, and he's a kid that's had a couple injuries. He's had some injuries with the knees. Speaking of knees, folks, well, we're not going to take a Kaepernick here. We're going to stay with you. We are at the commercial break. Rob, do we have anything worth reporting in the chat right now, my friend?
Over under 2.5 women showing up to Grand Forks this weekend for our live show at Joe Black's. You'd be surprised. I think last time there was a lot of girls there. There was at least 4 or 5.
There was a couple sneaky ones. Shout out to the Berry sisters. They will be there. They are Hockey Night in Scottsdale fans. They are great gals. So we at least have 2 coming. So I think we'll hit the over.
Yeah, I think the over is looking good for that.
Yep.
Just purchased myself a Black Forks hat, Swish. Any chance the green gets back in stock?
Yes, it will. It will eventually. I think we might have a few more. I'll have to go update them, my friend. I'll take a look at the stock room. I will get back to you as the People's Insider.
I'll give 10 games for Panger to announce a game on Shrooms. How about this? I'll one-up you, Diller. Instead of Panger announcing a game on Shrooms, how about Hockey Night in Scottsdale? I'm not going to take it as far to say Shrooms, but why don't we do a wine stream or a booze stream? Because a wine stream would be a little bit ditty.
Yeah.
But one of these days, we could do a stream where we're boozing and calling the game and see how it works out, maybe in the future at some point.
Yeah, 100%. I would love to get drunk and call a hockey game. I don't think it gets any better than that. If you do have Shrooms, I might not say no.
This is from Jake Johnson. If you guys can say where you're from before, that'd be great, too. Any words of encouragement for my buddy going on a date with a bird 2 leagues above him? I just have to say congratulations.
I mean, that's a hell of a start. Congrats on the sex if he is tucking. And, again, you just have to fool one. It's a tale as old as time, no matter if it's in business, life, or birds. It just takes one to fool.
All right, getting back to the game here, Swish. Not a whole lot of action in this game. Capitals look pretty good, but for the most part, it's tough on a back-to-back night in the National Hockey League. I mean, these guys are all sore. They're all hurting.
Yeah, they're all hurting. They all had a Normatec, a little Flexall, maybe a Sudafed for this game. And Jacob Chikrin, who I was chirping a little bit in the pregame with his headband, is mic'd up tonight. In all seriousness, folks, he is a good dude. So right now we're at the 8:39 marker over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Again, bringing you coverage you can't get anywhere else as Jacob Chikrin goes back for the puck and plays it to his defense partner in John Carlson, the longest tenured Washington Capitals defenseman. He's been really good for them. Point per game player in the past. Really big piece of that Stanley Cup team dating back to 2018. Ooh, nicked out a seeing eye shot that was blocked in front of the cage as Travis Konechny plays a little bit of a flubber ball out to the far blue line. Philadelphia will go for a change, so will Washington, and Jacob Chikrin will survey his options until ultimately deciding I will go back behind my net and set it up again. Philadelphia running a little bit of a neutral zone trap, skate the puck, make the plays. Fellas, God damn it, McElrath, or I was going to say that was a McElrath. He skated too well. No offense, Dylan, but that was TVR, the pride of New Hampshire. Do you remember watching him at the UNH, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day. Kind of the same player, always growing up. Just a good right shot, smart defenseman, move the puck up, get out of the way.
One thing I like about JVR is he stays true to his roots. I actually ran into him a few years back in Arizona, and I asked him, why do you wear a green mouthpiece? What's the deal with the green tape? And it goes back to his high school hockey days. So I think that's cool to have a tribute to his upbringing.
Yes, and he is a New Jersey product, like you mentioned, brother of 3 T. Van Riemsdykes. 2 of them play in the National Hockey League, and the other one, well, I think he was in the easy come, hard to leave. Folks, again, easy come, not hard to leave. Over here, the coverage at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Again, we're at roughly 6:57 remaining in the first period. Washington riding a 4-game winning streak, my bad. Philadelphia just trying to get their boots going. They look a little stung. I don't know what time they got in or if they left today. You'd like to think they probably didn't do the day of travel, but you never know. It's about an hour and a half train ride. I've actually done that train ride. My God, is that a cocky play by Ovechkin going rink wide in your own end on the backhand? That is how you know you just don't really give a shit what happens, Rob, because you're that good.
Philadelphia is just having a time generating any offense. I think at that point, what you got to do is you got to just get the puck deep and start hammering the defensemen. Just body on body, just start playing physical. Make them make mistakes because it's not working for you right now, carrying in the puck and trying to create anything. You just got to, at this point, try to hurt people.
Yeah, like you would say, elbow them directly in the head. I say when you see numbers, speed up. Do what you got to do. Change the momentum. Scott Lawton, do something a little bit criminal. Listen to your coach. Fight somebody. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Nick Delorier is in the lineup tonight. I haven't seen him out there. Okay, he is. He's playing on the fourth line. They were talking about taking him out. They have Garnett Hathaway and Cates. They also have Bobby Brink came out of the lineup for Forrester, I believe, tonight. So Garnett Hathaway, I've actually been told by a few National Hockey League players, and I won't say their names, but I've heard that, you know what, you get close to him, his breath might just blow you over. So
really,
yeah, that's one of those guys. No, nothing against Hathaway. I think he's probably a good dude, a good team guy. He's been in the league a long time. I'm just saying you might need a tic-tac with that shit. So anyways, 6:04 remaining here. We're going to look at Washington, who is just skating really well. I don't know if it's their skate sharpening, Rob. I don't know if it's being back at home in Verizon Center. I don't know what they did last night after they won a game. But they look good, man. I don't know. Is it just those early season blues they got going?
I don't know, but right now for Philly, they're kind of sitting back and waiting the Washington Capitals to come to them. It's not working. The Capitals are breaking out the puck so easy, and they're actually gaining a ton of speed. And oh my God,
you see Delorier there. Oh my God.
Speaking of Delorier,
oh my God. He just lunged 4 feet at whoever that was in the incoming traffic.
Majapani, I think.
Oh my God, it was, yeah. That was so sick.
You got to get that out.
Oh, what a shot by Verana.
Good shot. Low to the ice. Keep them guessing.
I mean, Verana's a hell of a talent, but it's also like they got the league just kind of, oh my God, Chicky Parm, long as your arm.
He's done.
He's absolutely gassed there. But just going back to a guy like Verana, like great player, obviously a hell of a talent. Like when in his draft year, minus the things he had going off the ice, should have been a top 3 to 5 pick.
Yeah,
and he's one of those guys. I think there's. The league kind of has a soft spot for him. They kind of give him chances, and I like that. You root for guys that are kind of been in and out of the clink, and hopefully he kind of figures it out and finds something. Round 2, Rob, in the nation's capital.
Yeah, I'm a second chances guy, but for Verana, he's just such a talented player. It's just hard to really get dialed in when you're so addicted to Coke. But hopefully he gets clean, he gets right, and he's still young. He's still got time, so it's good to see him back in the lineup for the Capitals.
Yeah, spent some time in Detroit, St. Louis. And is now back on a rendezvous tour in the nation's capital as Rasmus Sandin sends a drive wide, and Rasmus Ristolainen is able to find the pocket to connect the end. He is pounced on like a stripper late night working.
I mean, Delorier had the right idea there. Let's just stir the pot a little bit because look, were they on a 4 or 5 game lose streak?
Yeah,
you got to stir the pot. And now if you lose a couple games in a row, fuck it. But the tide has to turn, whether it's in practice, whether in the game. So besides turning over the puck right there, no, Delorier actually didn't turn over the puck. But
you think they're gonna chalk? Do you think McElrath's gonna want to go again? Like fuck, he did pretty well last night. I don't know if I want to be fighting Nicky Sticky Delorier on a back-to-back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just if you're Philly, you got to go to the physical route right now. I think one shot on net, the period is going to end soon. You can't get anything going. Like this is a perfect example. Get the puck deep, and then just hit the goalie right there. Hit him.
Yeah, run him right out the door.
Run the goalie over.
Wilson kind of got cold shouldered there by, I believe that was Sean Couturier, who is a little bit meaner than most think. And Ovechkin dicing up the defense.
He should have passed it down low.
Oh, he was slicing and dicing like a fruit ninja there on Turbo Sport. My God, Ovechkin showed a little dancing shoes there, a little twinkle toes for the 20-odd year veteran of the National Hockey League, and John Carlson staples Sanheim to the wall and able to get to that puck was Owen. Let's tip it back, folks. Again, right now, 2:51 remaining in the first period, and John Carlson shovels the puck up the wall. And that gets tied up between Rasmus Ristolainen.
If you're tipping right there, is that tip at number 14?
74. Yeah.
I would love to see him right there hit John Carlson.
Just
I
bury him.
mean, you have a perfect opportunity right there. He had the puck. You're right on him. He kind of does a flyby. As we take a look at the nation's capital, I'm sure there's a bunch of lobbyists in there paying money to bribe legislator. Anyway, we're going to get to the chat. Bob Gucci, is there a bet for Ovechkin not to be 3/4 deep in an 8-ball? I don't know what he is, but he doesn't look like he's on coke at this point right now. What are you guys' thoughts on Alexis Lafreniere?
I think we've seen a sample size of what his game is. And I don't know. I mean, that's the kid in the Kings, right?
No, he's talking about the Rangers.
Oh, he's talking about the Rangers?
Yep.
Lexi Lafreniere. Yeah, I mean, he got a nice deal. He got a nice ticket. Obviously, they paid him like he probably a little bit of an overpayment right away, but I think he's a guy that could get 30 goals. I think he could be a 70, 80-point guy. I like his game. Seems like his swag every year gets better. So, yeah, I like his game, Rob.
Fellas, as the official tennis insider of Hockey Night Scottsdale, we are throwing next month's rent on that fake Italian sinner. No Joker and Alcaraz, been shaky, easy money fake Italian Sinner's actually from like way up north in Italy, so I guess that's why he's saying that. When Hathaway was on the Caps, his dad, who owns a restaurant in Maine, would send UPS packages to the Verizon Center addressed to the announcers. It was lobster rolls on ice for the Jets. Team guy. Wow, what a legend.
Wow, that's very nice of him. And talk about just getting people on your side and, want to like you and your kid. But that's generally what good dudes do. They just do nice things.
One more for Brian LaFerva. Any chance of a live show in Shy City in the near future? Absolutely. I don't know how many details we want to say right now, but the answer is yes. The question is when, but I think it's going to be coming up in the next couple months. So Chicago people,
stay tuned.
We will be in the building. And Alex Ovechkin has led or co-led the Capitals in goal scoring for 19 consecutive years. That's insane, man.
Yep, that is the longest streak in NHL history. Folks, we're going streaking right through the quad into the gymnasium right now at Hockey Night Scottsdale. 2:37 remaining. Right now, again in the game, 1-0 Washington as the puck is sent out of the Philadelphia zone and Rasmus Sandin moves those duck-like feet and corrals the puck in and around his trapezoid and surveys his options. And Philly, goddamn it, they're set up in this 2-1-2 trap. That's just probably what you play, Rob, on a back-to-back, especially when you're struggling and you have no legs to show for, especially early.
Yeah, it certainly looks like a back-to-back here. Now, what are your thoughts on maybe gambling on a back-to-back game? Usually for me, I kind of stay away from them just because things are weird. You just never know. Guys aren't rested.
Yeah, I would say probably take the home team, right? They slept in their own beds. They got to whack their wives, girlfriends. They had a nice little pregame waking up. These guys in Philly, they got in late last night. They're at the hotel. They're probably staying in Arlington, I would say, unless they were downtown trying to save some time and shave it up the clock. No morning skate, I would assume, for both teams, probably an optional at very most. Tortorella doesn't like to skate in the morning, but they probably could have used a little bit of skate to shake these cobwebs off, especially how they've been in the last 3 or 4 games.
2 minutes remaining in the first period. If you're following along in chat, if you're following along with the game on mute, let us know. I'm just curious. Are you watching the game and listening to us? How do you like it?
How do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way. 1:45 remaining here as Jacob Chikrin, who is mic'd up tonight, surveys his options on Travis Sanheim, and he's able to, use the old fire poker, collect the puck, and give it to Scotty Lawton, the longtime Philadelphia Flyer, I believe, probably in his 10th season now, I would say. That checks out. Been up and down a little bit, but Majapani, rocking number 88. I know that's his number. I know he's worn it in the past, but I don't know if you can wear 88 unless you're a point-per-game player. What do I know, folks? I know nothing. Travis Konechny, I love double pistols for him, too. Just double birds.
Yep.
Love that. Fuck you, fuck you. That is his number.
I haven't seen a lot of this Matt Bay Mitchkov kid. Is he in the lineup? I just haven't really seen him.
Yeah, he's playing tonight.
Out there.
Yep, he's playing alongside Coots and Owen. I'm going to tip it. So playing on the first line there, depending on how you look at it. Again, this line right now is considered Philly's second line. As we're looking at Pierre-Luc Dubois, who I definitely have not noticed all game. And I don't know about that guy. Jeez.
Man, how the hell did he get that contract? Good for him, though.
Good for him. And how did he always just get to where he kind of wanted to go, too? Like, got to the Manhattan Beach, got out of Winnipeg. Like the guy just goes to show you can just, if you're 6'4", Rob, you kind of have just a little bit more leeway, kind of like Anthony Mantha. Oh my God, going
little rough
chin in.
stuff going on here. A little palm sniffing. Konechny doing what Konechny does best.
Yeah, you get in there, you get the old stinky mitt right in his face. Hopefully he catches a couple of warts on his face. That's always good stuff, right? Get a little dust up. You like those black name bars on the Philadelphia jerseys?
I actually don't mind them. I think I'm just used to them.
Yeah, I don't mind how they look. I kind of think it makes it pop a little more. It's kind of like when you type out something on Insta, on a story, makes that little outline pop a little more. But Connor McMichael taking a late shot there. He knew what he was doing, and I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. Give the fans something to get on the edge of their seat about. Wow, that was a chin-seeking
I was
puff.
going to say, that was a little chin music. Hunting chins, folks. Like a young Jacob Trouba. Tommy Wilson, a guy you definitely want on the ice when stuff goes down. Folks, again, right now, 59 seconds remaining in the first period. Shot 6-2 right now in favor of the Washington Capitals. Again, at intermission, we'll close it up for a bit. We'll have a smoke. We'll come back for you, the people. So if you have any questions, we'll take them in the next 30 seconds as we wind down the first period of Hockey Night in Scottsdale, a game featured between Washington Capitals up 1-0 on the Philadelphia Flyers.
51 seconds remaining, and while we're here, I just want to put these we got Hayden following along the game with the game on mute. Respect. Thank you, brother. The game is 30 seconds ahead of the stream. I'm actually surprised it's not more. We are very delayed in here, but we're working with what we got.
Yep.
The fellas need to be on the call officially somewhere. Get Gary on the sauce, and he agreed. Bet. I've always wondered this. I don't think the NHL would ever give me an opportunity to do anything because of how much I make fun of their marketing. But we'll see. Maybe let's get by. If Verena can be back in the league after partying too hard, I should be able to be in the league after just calling a spade and saying the marketing sucks.
You never know. There's been bigger comebacks in this lifetime.
We got Jordan listening while gaming. Don't even need to watch this shit game. That is hilarious.
Just gaming and watching dudes radio style. That's actually kind of sick. And how are we giving you the game, fella? Jay Money, talk to me. Does it feel like you're right there watching along? Rob, we're going to look at Michkov right now. 6 games played, 2 goals, 3 assists. He leads the team right now, second between rookies with 5 points. The 39 car came over from the chin of communist Russia to join the Philadelphia Flyers with nothing but his own sack, a bowl of borscht, and the trust of his head coach, John Tortorella. 34 seconds remaining as Nick Dowd steps into the circle. He's a guy that hovers around 60% as he snaps them back. You know what? One thing I hate that guys wear, and I don't even care if you're a grinder or you're a penalty kill guy, why do you wear those bulky shot blockers? Like, it's the worst style going. It makes you look slower. Just if you're going to wear one, dude, wear it on your foot. I mean, do those shot blockers actually do anything? Now, I've tried to wear them, maybe a little bit, but like, come on, dude.
I don't get how if you're skating and you're on your edges, how do the shot blockers not hit the ice? They do? Yeah, because you're literally – people don't understand, and for those of you that aren't too familiar with, being on the ice and skating the way these guys skate, your angle is like fucking crazy. You ever see those pictures of like Pavel Bure? They're literally slanted. They're like 15 degrees off the ice.
I feel like those guys that wear those big blockers like that, they don't really like make cutbacks, or you don't have to worry about really getting on their edges. They're kind of just playing like a very simple, everything facing the play type of game, up the wall, and just kind of joining the rush. They're not really playing a game that they would need a ton of cutbacks. But still, dude, you never know when you're going to need that play. Oh, my God, Tommy Wilson was going down the wall hunting there. So good thing you didn't catch a chin for that kid's sake. But anyways, folks, 8 seconds remaining here. We're going to get a tie-up in the corner. We're going to be on our way into the intermission.
Real quick thoughts on having 16 games last night, only one tonight. Well, it was the frenzy last night. I think I'm happy to have at least one game tonight. But all right, guys, that'll be. Oh, and he blocked the shot, and the blade came right off. That'll be it for the first period. As always, if you're new here, we will be back for the second. We're gonna take a smoke break over at the Fox Cigar Bar Lounge. Go smoke some
smoking heaters, smoking grass. We'll be back, folks, for the second period. Thank you for tuning in. 2 more to go, baby. Still here.
We should have Princey make us like a
Unmuted hot mic. Like Peeler making a call. Folks, we are back live for the second period at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Jay Swish rocking a Hocken Lube jersey, folks. That is no Diddy oil on it. Bobby Gucci, Jay Swish. Oh, Nick Delorier, stoned by Charlie Lilgren. I always say Lindgren, right in front of the cage. Oh, my hook on that fucking stick of Delorier, too. How did he miss this? The former defenseman turned forward. Now Chucker was on the back door, off a pad, gathered the puck actually pretty nicely for a big fella, but was not able to find the twine. Look at this here.
Oh,
pad.
What a save.
Post?
Yeah, I think he hit the phone. He flashes the Confederate flag pads and hits the post.
How does he get away with those Confederate flag pads? Because he's, flirting with the far left with those, Bob.
Yeah, it does look like the Confederate flag. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe we might have to have him on the show and ask him.
Why do you have a bunch of stars across your pads, and why is there 13 like it's the original colonies? Folks, speaking of original, we are original over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. We bring you coverage you can't get anywhere else. Right now, the Philadelphia Flyers have an early power play in the second frame. Again, right now, 1-0 Washington, shot 6-4 as we just get going again for the second period as Jamie Drysdale is able to kind of bring the puck up the ice. He gives himself a little self-chip play, but it does not end up working out, and John Carlson not able to make the clear. Owen Tippett settles the puck down. He sends it down the wall to Travis Konechny, and we're going to get it set up here. Rob, it would be nice to see a shot here on the power play.
Yeah, I'd want to do that if I was the Philadelphia Flyers. Not necessarily, I don't know if that's the right decision. Konechny's in front, but he's not really screening the goalie. I don't know. Maybe work it around a little. Try to get 3 or 4 shots at least on this power play, at least.
I would think so, and I think in terms of you need traffic. Now, is a muffin like that from Michkov going to go in necessarily? But no. Maybe a tip like we had there on the play. And, you make Thompson make a seeing eye save, and that is not Lindgren. That is Thompson, who came over from Vegas this summer. He was actually traded while he was doing a signing at T-Mobile Arena. Folks, life can change just like that. Sometimes you catch an early flight home from San Diego. Your wife comes out of the closet like a goddamn magic show, getting double teamed by a couple nudists. Anyways, going back to the game here, we do have a power play, like we said. Get some shots, fellas. Create some chances. Let's get the half wall going. Find the one-timer. Why are you going one-on-one on a goddamn power play with a cutback? You don't need it.
Tortorella's going to hate that.
And we're going to have an icing call in the play, and they're not going to be able to change to get the second unit out. Philadelphia very sloppy again to start the second period as we get a look at their number one unit really fighting the puck early. Folks, if you just tuned in for the second period, again, we're at the 18:07 mark, 34 seconds remaining on the power play. But Konechny, why are you making a cutback play on the power play? Just move the rock down the wall, make the box shift, and then get it up to the top, and let's find the one-timer. Again, we're two assholes sitting in a makeshift studio right now, but fuck me. Don't make it any harder than it is. A good power play clicks anywhere between 20 and 25%. We know that. The odds are against you. Make the easy play. Fuck me, boys. Jesus.
Yeah, this is just ugly here.
Shoot that. Score now. What a block.
Nope, settle it down. You got 15 seconds. Settle it down, get a quality opportunity.
Why are they just throwing the puck like grenades into traffic right now? What are we doing? Oh, my God.
Oh! Trying the Michigan with 2 seconds left on the power play on a 4-game losing streak. Tortorella actually might strangle him.
Mishkov tried the Michigan on a power play.
Out of respect,
the KHL? Oh my God. What, like that? It was absurd. I mean, I love it, but that's a crazy play. That is absurd. I love the confidence, though. Why not? It's the new NHL. Who gives a shit? Just Michigan everything. It's kind of sick.
Oh my God.
Nikki Husky Women Dowd with the Barry. One end, you're doing the Michigan on a power play. The next, you're getting scored on.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for the Flyers goaltender. He's going to want this one back, Swish. There's no screen in front, and he just blew it right by him.
Yeah, that was the old hand grenade special. Nick Dowd got it in and out of his hands quick. He opened up the frag, He sent it out like a Call of Duty map right in the middle of the slot. There was a little bit of screen
Oh,
there,
yeah,
I
there
would
was
say.
a screen there.
But I was going to say right along the floor cheese there, about 2 inches off the ice. Folks, that's why you shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot. Nick Dowd, the veteran of 506 NHL hockey games, I believe, scores his second of the season. He's just a good fourth-line center, a guy that's very low maintenance, a guy that's kind of has, you're not going to have to worry about him at the rink. If you fuck up his curves, well, he'll just battle. If his skates aren't as sharp, he's not going to say anything. He's just one of those guys that just shows up and plays hockey, Rob.
Yeah, you got to love that, man. Those kids that just show up and they look like they're gears from the lost and found, and, their parents are going through a divorce and they live in a trailer park, but it doesn't matter what kind of stick, what kind of skates they have. They show up and they fucking play the game. So I used to have a guy like that on my Arizona State team who just looked like absolute shit. Actually, a really ugly guy too, but man, he would play no matter what kind of equipment he was wearing, and he was a good player.
You got to respect that, especially a guy ugly with his gear on and without his gear on. Folks, again, speaking of ugly, it is Coyote Ugly early on here in the second frame for the Philadelphia Flyers. Joel Farabee having a word with the referee. Sometimes you just need to talk it out. Sometimes you got to make it look like you actually care about the game, and I think Farabee, that's exactly what he's doing right now. As John Tortorella doesn't rock a tie anymore, he's too good for it. Folks, again, right now, 16-19 remaining in the second frame. Shots, 8-6 in favor of the team. Well, at home, up 2-0 early on in the second frame. Joel Farabee going back to the bench here, back to the old face-off dot. Philadelphia Flyers outscored 11-3 in second periods of the season. So staying with that trend, we'll see if they can get on the board here or even just kind of skate a little bit harder. The 2 games we've done this season have been outright fucking dog shit.
Yeah, we're getting really unlucky. It's kind of hard to call games that are so boring. It makes you feel for announcers that announce Minnesota Wild games, or San Jose Sharks games, or Islanders games. If I was a broadcaster for the Islanders, I would hear someone on a breakaway
Mick Furta.
Fedotov just getting split open
like a 2:45. My God, like a stripper at the 44 sugar
and it stinks.
Oh, that was stinky. Did you see McElrath go down in the near corner here? He eats shit, gets the puck over to, I believe it was defensive partner or was the center iceman, and that was slingshotted right up to McMichael, and he makes no mistake, Rob. Watch this happen here. So McElrath eats shit.
Still
was actually a sick play. He got an apple. He got a second apple.
McElrath is absolutely lighting up the NHL, and Connor McFurta, friend of the show, head up the whole way, straight to the backhand, just had too much speed for Fedotov to get over. I'd like to see Fedotov track that puck. He kind of bit a little bit there, Swish, but McMichael with a head of steam blows it right by him and gets the crowd fired up there in Washington, D.C.
Willie Beeman steaming. My God, that apple, I'm going to have to clip that because holy fuck. McElrath, that was one of the funniest assists I've ever seen. I've never seen a guy full on toe pick and go backhand bank pass to the centerman. That was crazy.
Give McElfurta the heart. Chat, get the chat going. We're going to go to it at commercial break. But yeah, that was absolutely hilarious.
That was absolutely filthy. He has 2 apples on the night. I mean, come on. Has he ever had a 2-assist game in the National Hockey League? He's played 73 odd games over 14 years or whatever it is. That was one of the funnier apples I've ever seen. I'm going to give him the apple of the night. Apple a day, fella. Keep the doctor away. Dylan McElrath, just getting it done. It doesn't matter how it looks. Just matters if you had sex. Folks, again, 15-17 remaining in the second frame. Washington up 3-0. They're up a field goal. McElrath, he's got to get a penalty there, no? He absolutely buried that guy from behind. He's a menace on the sheet.
McElrath, he likes to get a point and contribute, and then right after he will do something criminal.
He's a criminal on skates. I was telling you the story the other night when he was at a wedding. He was just Supermaning guys' button-downs and just ripping them in half as Mr. Brightside came on. Story for another day, another dollar. Rasmus Sandin, a nice little ticket there in Washington, making 4 and a hook as he slides it over to his defense partner. Trevor Van Riemsdyk, they're playing on the third pair tonight. And we're getting a look at the fourth line of the Washington Capitals, featuring Dowd, Brendan Duheim, and I believe Lapierre, however the fuck you say his name. Folks, again, 14 minutes and 20 seconds and counting. Again, please load up the chat. Get at us. We will be going to commercial break right around the 13-minute marker, depending on whistles. Please get at us. Ask us whatever you want. Where are you watching from? Are you watching us and are you watching the game and linked up to us on the audio? Or do you have TNT going? We would appreciate if it was just us. Folks, we can't control you, and Philadelphia can't control the puck as they are getting fucking dominated. Rob, I don't even know what to say. It is ugly.
If you're Philadelphia right now, you are looking at early flights for the end of April to go somewhere with your wife, go somewhere with the single guys on the team, or go somewhere with a guy on the team that's not single, but he wants to cheat. This isn't looking good. I think a couple more games like this, and I would say that mathematically they might be eliminated from the playoffs. I mean, this is just an absolute disaster for the city of Philadelphia. Let's go to the chat real quick on commercial break. McElferta for the Heart. With the way he's playing, I can see it happening. Coming in from Orangeville, Ontario, can we get a backstory on the fellas' nicknames?
Orangeville, Ontario, home of one of the most granite chins the game has ever seen, and Nick Cementhead Ritchie. Shout out to Rich, one of the biggest nail guns I've ever met. Love that kid. So, Richie, babe, I know you tune in sometimes. If that is you, your burner, or simply your buddy, well, I tip my cap, brother. Thinking about you and your left and your right. No diddy. My nickname, I was given Swish. I think it was my second year pro because I dressed like I was in the NBA and I was always shooting buckets. And I'm a big fan of the association. So that is how I got my nickname. Some of the older guys looked at me and said, "Why do you play hockey?" And I said, "That is a good question."
My nickname Gucci is actually not because of the brand Gucci. I was a major Gucci Mane fan back in the day. I still am, but I made my Instagram Robbie W Gucci, and I just ran with it. So good question there. How about PLD bouncing around like Braun, kind of Ferda? Not really sure what exactly that's referring to.
Bouncing around like
falling
LeBron.
Down?
No, just kind of like moving teams. Like LeBron, Cleveland, Miami, Lake Show. I mean, PLD's got way more teams in terms of LeBron, but yeah, nor is he at that level. But it's kind of funny how he has a little bit of, I would say, Kyrie Irving syndrome, where you just bounce around and you're not happy anywhere you go.
And you think the world is flat.
Right.
Which it's not. Okay, next question here. How do we feel about the Four Nations jersey? I am going to say this. I don't care because I just think it's a stupid tournament. It's not. You're not even including the whole world in the game. What's the fucking point here? Dylan McElferta takes an absolute nosedive.
How sick was that?
He takes a nosedive like flight 3331 in Indonesia straight to the ocean. And, hey, move the puck up north. I mean, that's just a hell of a hockey player.
That's just getting the puck up north, making it happen. Yeah, I don't even know what the jerseys look like. If you don't have Russia, you don't have anyone. So I just want to say that in terms of, you got 4 teams. It's not the Olympics. It's not the World Championships. The World Championships, that's a joke of a tournament. But it's not even anything in the realm of any significance. It's just like this new tournament that's a one-off that they're trying to make a little bit more money in. Guys can go to New Room Massages in Montreal and have a time. So, folks, again, right now, if you're tuning in with us, 13, 21, and 22 remaining in the second period. Again, if you're just tuning in to Hockey Night in Scottsdale, it is coverage you can't get anywhere else. You're looking at a guy rocking a backwards Haken Lube jersey with a little Diddy oil, as well as Bobby Gucci, dressed to impress tonight, folks. Again, Philadelphia. Ooh, not perfect. Tough times right now, but maybe they'll figure it out with John Tortorella and Brad Shaw, his longtime correspondent. 13-19 remaining as Morgan Frost steps into the faceoff circle against Pierre-Luc Ferda.
So I was just tweeting here. The McElrath that says we're going to get back to the chat, commercial break. Shot here by Sanheim, even though there was Zamula. Puck bounces up front, and oh my, Konechny circles back, sends it up north. And Morgan Frost somehow gets a hold of it in the corner, and he goes up north, and he kind of skeets around Jeff Skinner style, shoots it into a Caps player, and just a giveaway there by Rista Ferdin. A little 3-on-2 developing, not really. Oh, what an absolute heads-up hockey play. Connor McMichael might be the new Connor McDavid, folks. I mean, this guy is a point-a-game hockey player.
Wow, I mean, this game is getting out of hand. I think you got to pull the goalie here, folks. I don't know what he can do in terms of your netminder in Philadelphia, the young Russian, but it's getting ugly here in Washington. And you watch this play here out develops. Pierre-Luc Dubois actually does a nice job of driving down the middle of the paint, a little escape play up to the wall, back to the middle of the ice. Trevor Van Reeves, like patience of a nun, finds Connor McMichael in a high tip area. Fake shot, Frost bites on it, ends up on McMichael's stick for a high tip in and along the hash marks. Wow, what a goal there. But it all starts with Pierre-Luc Dubois actually doing a nice job. He drove into the middle of the ice, had a little escape play, down to the wall, up back to the blue line, TVR with the little pumpernickel, veteran play, hold the puck, make them bite, find the high tip, bang, bang, shrimp that you find at P.F. Chang's. And this game is 4-0. And pretty soon, folks, we're going to be up a touchdown here in Washington, D.C. as, well, Philadelphia, I'm not sure they're going to be able to stop the bleeding. It's like day one on your girls' period. It's just going to come out like Niagara Falls, and not even a tampon can stop this bleeding, folks.
I mean, Philly just doesn't have the pieces, man. They just don't. They just don't have the pieces.
Nick Seeler, he's fighting the puck. He's fighting guys on and off the ice. I would not want to fight that guy as Dylan McElrath stands his guy up and along the blue line, then finishes the body as he always does. Philadelphia, yet to find really much. It says they have 7 shots. I would like to see another Michigan attempt because that is probably the only, well, bright light we could find at this point. Mishkov, ooh, fella.
I mean, at this point, Grim Mishkov, you got to just do another Michigan for sure. I mean, you got to – something's got to
He should Michigan in his own end and throw it over the boards. Get a penalty. Has anyone ever Michiganed to a penalty, a delay of game? That would be so sick. You pick the puck up and you just Michigan it.
How cool would it be to Michigan to get the puck out? You're on the half wall and you got to go glassing
That's what I'm
out.
saying.
Yeah.
Like, just pick it up and throw it out of play. Like, why'd you do that? Well, I wanted to stop play. And the only 2 ways to stop play with the Michigan is to get a penalty or score. And I wanted to do either. I just didn't have the opportunity, so I took the 2 minutes.
11:10 remaining in the second period. If you're following along with us, thank you for following the game. We're a little bit delayed in here. If you're new in the chat, and this is just turning into an absolute bloodbath in Washington, sort of like what the next 2 weeks is going to be. It's going to be ugly, and it's not going to be fun to watch because election season is fucking annoying. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule of the National Hockey League. We have the Nashville Predators playing the Blackhawks, Toronto playing Boston. That'll be a good game. Run out of the shit to say here.
4-0, folks. Again, we're going to go out of play. We're going to try it back, and we're going to line up as Jacob Chikrin is playing on his offside tonight, especially on this face-off play. He's mic'd up. Hasn't done a ton in terms of his offensive production, but usually as a defenseman, if you're quiet, well, it's an okay night. Don't notice me on either end of the ice. Nick Delorier with Philadelphia's best chance. That led to a power play that turned into a power kill, and ultimately Philadelphia finds himself down a 4 spot. 2 goals in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink, folks. Actually, 3 goals in this period. Sorry. Nick Dowd. We had McFurta with 2. And that gives you 4 as Taylor Radish steps into the dot. And Philadelphia wins a faceoff. That's about all they're winning tonight. If they win a couple draws, they can chalk that up to a positive night. Where is Sonny Magic Hands Milano playing right now?
I was going to ask the chat, is he hurt? He was hurt at the end of last season, but he has 1 game this year. Does the chat know where the whereabouts of Sonny Milano are? He played 1 game. I know that.
Sonny Magic Hands Milano as Rocky Thompson, former nail gun, looks over his options on the forward side of things. We're looking at the young rosters in the NHL. Utah up there, the Flyers at 26. The Sabres, feel for the people at Chippewa Street. We've had a lot of different thoughts on them, but shout out to mothers. Again, shout out to the cook that almost stabbed me. Folks, back to the game.
True story.
10:40 remaining in the second frame as Johnny Carlson makes a nice little escape play in his own trapezoid and sends it up the wall to the great 8, who does like a veteran does on the wall and deflects it out. Doesn't go too far for icing, but it's far enough as Rasmus Ristolainen is flipping burgers like he's Donald Trump working on McDonald's. Folks, again, not a whole lot to talk about, but please load up the chat. Get at us. Let us know where you're tapping in from or you're watching from. Are you boozing tonight? It is industry night. It is Wednesday. But again, a game like this kind of makes you want to pour at least a 3-finger whiskey. Rasmus Sandin sends it to his D partner, Trevor Van Riemsdyk, and he's able to get it up the wall, and Sandin joins the play before he slap dicks a puck into the own end of the Philadelphia Flyers as they gather the puck, and Nick Seeler plays the puck up to Morgan Frost, who has that kind of batted down by Tom Wilson on a good forecheck and a good chin and a good stick. And this might be icing. Oh, my God. Scotty Lawton. Do the Michigan, fella. Somebody do the Michigan.
I'm hearing from sources on Twitter that Tortorella and Sealer were beefing on the bench about something, but they were yelling at each other.
Little Omaha beef, a classic case of a team being down 4-0 and two psychos seeing red. Nick Sealer loves the heavy bag. John Tortorella, not shy of any sort of confrontation, especially, I feel like Tortorella sometimes just does it for a bit. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're playing for him, you'd be like, all right, John, is like this just for the camera? Is this just try to get the team involved? Or are you literally actually mad at me? Because if I was playing for him, especially being in my 30s, I'd be like, all right, dude, like,
fuck you.
Well, yeah, I'd be like, you're in a bit right now, right? Like, I get it. This is all for content, but like, are you actually mad? Because I know you're not. Let's get some questions. We got anything in the chat worth recording here, folks?
Swish. Well, we have one that I'll just say. BU versus UND projection, Swish.
Well, we got Jay Pandolfo's Boston University coming to town. They have guys like that, Cole Iserman, I believe. A Hudson brother is still there somehow. They had Felabrini leave. They've had Lane Hudson leave. But they still are the third-ranked team in the country. North Dakota, a little scrappier, a little younger in terms of some of their higher-end talent being some younger guys. 3 versus 7 at the Palace of Pain in terms of the Ralph Engelstad Arena. I'm going to go with a split. I just hope UND wins on Saturday night, so it's good vibes. It's a good time, but you know what? I'd take a sweep too. Like, fuck. But I'm going to say it'll probably be a split.
How are we feeling about a Flyers comeback? That ain't going to happen. Put the house on that not happening. The Flyers look like shit. I think 4 is just too much. 3 maybe, but I think 4 is just too much.
Yeah, I mean, the way they're playing, they'd be lucky to even get 5 shots on net, let alone 5 goals.
Swish, favorite jungle city. Any thoughts on Grand Rapids, a.k.a. Beer City, USA?
Yeah, that's a good spot. Shout out to the Bob. Shout out to all the good people of Grand Rapids. Actually, a sneaky town. I like it. A little cloudy coming off the lake in terms of just you get that lake effect of the gray days. But I do like GR. There's some good spots. Like I said, the Bob. Sneaky good restaurants. There's a JW Marriott there. So there is a infrastructure in terms of, some stuff going on. So it is a good jungle city. I would say my number 1 jungle city, probably just based on weather, would be San Diego. You can't beat that. Yeah, man, there's some decent ones. Shout out to Syracuse, too. Just a greasy town. Shout out to Dinosaur BBQ. So, yeah, I mean, the jungle's a jungle, right? You got to just tuck your chin and do your best. Oh, my God, what a save there.
Keep that chat buzzing. We're going to get back to all the questions. Thank you for the chat for keeping this fucking – thanks to the chat for keeping us awake. I mean, this game sucks. Hopefully, Swish – Pierre-Luc Duferta on top of somebody like a chick after 4 tequila shots on a Thursday night. What the hell is going on here? Is that Sealer mixing things up after Tortorella was yelling at him on the bench?
Yeah, and Douchebois looked like he had the strap on for a second over the top of Konechny, saying, "You're going to take this and you're going to like it, little boy." Whispering sweet, sweet nothings across his chin, like you mentioned on Ladies' Night on Thursday after a couple rounds of Jose Cuervo and maybe a mushroom chocolate bar. But let's see how this developed. Konechny, trying to go 5-hole. The garage door was closed. That puck gets into the corner.
Nice pass.
And Pierre-Luc Dubois with his tinted visor shovels that thing like he's shoveling a bag of snow, and then all of a sudden a little reverse hit, popping the top off it, get on top of him, ground and pound, and you're going to like this, baby.
That's a dive by Konechny there.
Yep, it's just a little rat play that he does, and Sealer's in there, and somehow Douchebois, who's having a really good night for himself, prior to this game only had 2 assists, but he doubled up on that in terms of the first 2 periods here, and it only took him 1 in the second frame to get those 2 apples, but he's going to sit him in his Sherwood Lumber. Speaking of Sherwood, shout out to Kiefer Sherwood, his nickname, Chief Keef. Just learned that last night on the Vancouver broadcast. So I hate being sober. He must too. 9:12 remaining. We're going to go to the power play with the Philadelphia Flyers. Kind of weird to get a power play, but the puck is outside the zone. Not sure the mathematics on that.
Yeah, listen, I counted Philly out, but if they can get one here, we might have a game. And I like that it's picked up a little bit so we don't fall asleep. But, again, I don't want to be cliche, but let's get some fucking pucks on net here. I mean, guys, like, just start firing. Get one on the board. Get your confidence going.
Yeah, and listen, we're looking at this power play of Philadelphia, who's done nothing but just chunk pucks, make it harder than it should be, and not be able to gain zone entry coming over the Washington line. Now, get it set up, find the open man, boys. You have the power play. You have the advantage. Now, a pretty aggressive kill from Washington. Look how high up John Carlson is there as a defenseman. I mean, he's north of the top of the circles. I don't know if that's by choice or that's actually their system, but that's a very high D-man, and I don't think he plays high. He just is in terms of his positioning there. So right now, Philadelphia, they're trying to work an umbrella, but the thing is Washington's killing it very aggressively. So what you have to do is you actually have to get the puck in the zone. Look how high they are. They're just sitting on it because they need to get the puck lower than the dots and go to work on a 2-on-1 game below the dots because there's 3 guys sucked up really high for Washington. If you're looking at their kill right now, like get the puck low. These guys are up here, they're so high. Like Carlson, fuck man, he's like cheating, like he's doing some serious cheating.
Yeah, you want to suck these guys down and then create space. Get the puck north, move it south. That Ken Hitchcock hockey, north, south, north. Oh! Konechny from borderline the Rockstar zone.
Oh, my Pump City, Utah, short side bunker where your ex-wife hides her second phone. My God, what a shot that was. Short side bunk on Logan Thompson, who hasn't seen a lot of traffic, a lot of shots. Bichkov able to massage it in the middle of the ice. Oh, man. Wow, he caught him
Cheating. You hate to get caught cheating like that. You come home, you say you lost your wallet, but your wife finds out that a hooker stole it. And the next thing you know, you're getting scored on the power play in Washington, D.C. while wearing Confederate flag pads. Nice shot.
Third goal of the season for Konechny, the assistant captain and forward for the Philadelphia Flyers, locked up on a long-term ticket. And he makes no mistake. With Thompson kind of cheating off his post, fella, you got to get down and big there, not down and soft. Folks, speaking of soft, well, Philadelphia was playing pretty soft to that point, and let's see if it can kind of bleed over into their 5-on-5 play. Now, listen, you get a one-off goal like that on the power play. Does it create a little bit more buzz, a little bit more momentum, or is it just kind of one of those things where, you know what, it's a 4-1 game. I got my cookie tonight as Konechny, and I'm okay. Dylan McIlrath might set a career high in time on ice tonight. He is really playing a lot. I would say he's probably at 9 minutes, which is a lot for him, maybe 10. Which is a decent amount of time. Is Jacob Chikrin with a mic on has a conversation with
8.
One of those.
Or no, he's at 9.
Oh, no, I was going to say about 9 minutes. Yeah, it's a lot for him. He can play 15, especially if this game's at 4-1. He might play 16.
2 apples and +2 for McIlrath. Give this guy a fucking contract.
Yeah, and he's on his last year of a second year of a 2-year deal, I believe. $750 over $500. $500 in the American League, as long as you don't throw up your nose, it's a pretty decent sheet. Folks, again, 7:05 remaining here in the second frame. Shots are 11-10. It's just an absolute stink fest of a play. Jamie Drysdale doing not a lot for your buck, you know, and not a lot of bank for your buck in terms of that move. Like, yeah, it looks good, but
it looks cool.
Literally just wasted all your energy on a dumb little play you made. 180 feet from the cage. Less is more until it's time for more is less. Folks, again, we will be in Grand Forks this weekend on the chin. Joe Black's on Saturday as Nick Seeler takes the biscuit down, tries a half wrap. Actually, a grade C chance there, I would say, that kind of got bottled up in front of the net. And, that's a penalty. He covered the puck. Yeah, cover the pill. Can't do that. Any league.
Not what you want, man. You got a goal. You got the momentum. You just don't want to do something like this. This is a tough one to swallow.
This sucks, too, because if you're not in this position as Forrester, like a guy that's in and out of the lineup, they probably don't call it, wow, that was a big-time hand. What are you doing?
Why are you doing that, man?
You're coming into the game. Like, what are you doing? Like, you replaced Bobby Brink.
It's tough, man.
On a back-to-back, and you're getting your chance, and you do that. Like, that's just a bonehead play from the 71 car. Now, listen. We've all done crazy shit when we're fucked up. But this guy's sober on a game in the National Hockey League. Fella, come on. We need better. Folks, again, power play for the Washington Capitals. Tommy Wilson, do something criminal, man. Ryan Poehling, we got Sanheim out there. A couple other odd defensemen.
So you think, when you're an up and down guy and you're in and out of the lineup and a play like that, you know that you can't cover the puck with your hand. Is that just kind of like a nerves situation where you're desperate, where you're just doing anything you can to not turn over the puck?
Yeah, for sure. And you don't want to give the other team a chance, because then you're thinking if they score and you're out there and now you're down in Lehigh Valley eating soggy subs and making 70K and, whacking chicks with calf tattoos. It's just, it's just all those thoughts go through your head, especially when you're sitting on the bench and you're playing every 8th shift or whatever he is. I know he's playing tonight on the, I believe, 3rd line, but probably being used right now as a 4th line guy, especially in tough times. So, yeah, all those thoughts are going through your head. And, oh my God, Duchebois. Oh,
Peter
what a save.
Duchebois almost
bumped.
Third point of the night, Ovechkin. Wow.
Oh, my soul.
Fedotov really did a good job tracking that puck, too.
Sanheim absolutely soaked that puck, dude. My God. He soaked that thing like a sober single Mormon. Speaking of Mormons, well, shout out to the Utah Hockey Club. Folks, again, 5:15 remaining here. The second frame is Tommy Wilson kind of gave a guy his ass and said, you know what, come give me whatever you got. And he gave him too much to handle. Threw him through the headboard, and the puck exited as Philadelphia chases the puck down, and they will be shorthanded for the next 30-odd seconds. John Carlson able to collect that puck from his netminder, Logan Thompson, no relation to Rocky Thompson, who is an assistant coach for the Philadelphia Flyers on John Tortorella's staff.
No relation to Tage Thompson either.
No relation to a lot of Thompsons. Tristan Thompson.
Logan Thompson and Tristan Thompson actually have the same dad.
Paul Thompson, Rocky Thompson, Tommy Thompson, former governor of Wisconsin. Folks, speaking of governors, well, the governor of the blue line, Jacob Chickard, mic'd up tonight, snapping it around back there.
McMichael's feeling himself.
He is. Well, he's got 2, He's looking for that 3rd. And I'm not sure if he has a career hat trick in the National Hockey League. I wouldn't think, but you never know. As we're looking here at 4 minutes to play. Oh my God. A seeing eye redirection off a friendly fire somehow finds the pads of Logan Thompson. It's actually a nice little play to keep that pill out of his own cage from a deflection from his own teammate. Again, Owen Tippett.
Oh my God. Traffic in front. Tippett just slides it along the ice. Sometimes that's the best play. You don't need to fucking shoot it. You don't need to snipe it. Throw it at the net. Wow. We have a fucking game here. Just as I wrote off Philly.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
We have a hockey game.
Throw it on the net and good things will happen. What did I say at the start of this altcast? I said, shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot. We have a 1 save at the one end, the far end, and Teo's oldest time. Big save. What happens after that? Usually it ends up on the other side of things in terms of a goal. Tippett corrals the puck in along the wall, right around the top of the circles. He makes no mistake, throws it on the net. Just throwing a shitburger at a shitburger situation. A little one-on-one in front of the net. Logan Thompson can't track the puck. Ultimately ends up in the back of the twine. And we have somehow a 4-2 hockey game. We didn't think it was coming. Diddy didn't think you were coming. The Feds thought he was. And here we are. Folks.
I just like the way Philadelphia finally has their legs going. Like you said, they probably didn't do a morning skate. But they look really good during the second period. Michkov wearing number 39, as Russians always do. Russians are able to pull off those weird numbers because they're fucking Russian.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Russians love a good NASCAR number, right? They're like, get me on the track, Ricky Bobby. I want to go fast. Give me just 39. Give me fucking 89. Give me 99. They don't care. Like in the KHL, they'll wear number 99. They have no shame. They'll wear whatever number, 49, Barbashev. Like these guys, they don't care. They just like a Cold War-like number, something that just kind of reminds them of home. And folks, again, Rasmus Sandin able to get that puck and exit clearly out of the zone. Nick Dowd giving the old beaver paddle to his teammate. I want the puck, and I want it now. Philadelphia, I mean, a little shot of life. I mean, down 2. Listen, the worst lead in hockey is 2, sometimes 3. As we always say at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, McDowell, throw that to the net. Oh, my God.
So much traffic in front. Look at all the dudes in front. It looks like a bar in San Jose. There's tons of dudes. Shoot that.
Oh, good shot on the net. You mentioned Man Jose. Yeah, there is no shortage of wrench when you go to the bar. If you like dudes, you like whacking, head to Man Jose, the Bay Area. You won't go wrong.
A lot of dudes, a lot of heroin. 2:37 remaining. There are some chat questions we have to get to. Nice reverse hit a little bit to box out the Philly player on the back end. And good pressure by Capitals right here.
Yeah, I think they've kind of woken up and said, okay, well, this game isn't 4-0 anymore. It's 4-2. And, we're a goal away from a one-goal hockey game, as that was a hell of a pass by Dubois as he found John Carlson streaking down the back door. He was not able to handle it, and we are still running the triangle offense as Jacob Chicky Parm Chikrin was walking the line there like a young Johnny Cash, and he missed the 4x6, but it was a hell of a chance
Back
there.
up north.
Oh, my God, Chikrin stepped on a banana peel like he was in a Nintendo 64 Super Mario game. Folks, there's nothing like the game Mario Kart.
Yep, just trying to get Peach as here's a breakaway. Morgan Frost.
He talks.
Oh, it might trickle in, and it didn't. Did it cross? It did.
No way. You got to go to Toronto. Go to the Situation Room. I don't believe it. Did it go in?
The first reaction of the Flyers player right away was that it went in.
Yeah, but how did the ref call it like a delayed call? Like, well, the official, that's what I'm questioning. Like, how was he there? Because he was late because he couldn't keep up with the speed. So you see it here. That was a slash.
Yeah, but how does the puck come back over the line?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, and how does he beat him there to see the positioning?
Just a bad angle. Just show us a better angle.
So it goes under the wickets.
I don't think this is a goal.
The referee calls it a goal, though. How does he know it's in?
What do you mean? There's no puck. Is that ref high? They never crossed the line. What is he pointing at?
Oh, penalty?
Oh, he's not pointing at the net.
What is he calling, though? Why is he doing this? What does that
I don't
mean?
even know what that means.
That's not a penalty. That's not a slash. That's not a goal. Dude, what is that call? Is this guy high? What was that call?
What does this mean?
What is this? What is this? That means like goal slash. I think he blacked out. I don't think he knows what he's doing. Who is that ref?
Is he drunk?
Chat, go on scoutingtherefs.com and check who number 7 is if you can. I'm just too dialed into this game right now as I would.
I mean, that's not even
number
close.
15. Sorry. What is this call? What is that? Like, dude, that you don't even know the rule book, or you just he made a mistake is what it is. That doesn't even make sense.
All right, we're gonna run through questions very quickly here because there's a lot. Good save by Logan Thompson there, squeezing those legs together.
Look at that call. Look at.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What do we think about CHL players allowed to play NCAA in the future death of the USHL? Yeah, I mean, it's just going to weed out all those tier 1 leagues, blah, blah, blah. Maybe not weed them out, but it's definitely going to water them down. But, yeah, that's showbiz, though. Dog-eat-dog world out there.
Yep.
A lot of 15, 16-year-olds are probably going to go to the CHL and then to college. But, yeah. Listening in Penticton, home and National Leaguer Duncan Keith. Thank you. Shout out to Penticton. Does Torts get moved upstairs this year and they get a new coach? I think that comment came in when it was 4-0. I think we can kind of lean off that right now. How many games do the Flyers have to lose in a row for Torts to try to fight the other coach?
I would say it's got to be north of 9 or 10 before he really goes. I think Bob Hartley would have to be back in the league, and it would have to be extreme circumstances. Now, if Hartley was back in the league and he goes full Vancouver versus Calgary and just wants to piss pump him, yeah, I could see it. But Hartley, that Frenchie, ain't in the league right now. So I think John in his 60s has mellowed out to the point of maybe he's down to only a couple different doses of blood pressure medicine per day.
Is it gay to wear ear guards in your 4,500 bucket? I don't think it's necessarily gay. I think doing something like sucking on a dildo, if you were a guy, that's more of the line for being gay. But no, I don't think it's gay. I think it's bad style unless you're really fucking good. Like Malkin.
You gotta be a 100-point guy.
You got to be Malkin.
I think you got to be a 100-point guy to wear ear guards. Now, listen, every guy wears ear guards for different reasons. Maybe you wore one in the ear and now you can't hear out of your fucking ear. But to me, if nothing's happened and you do wear the ear guards, you have to be a 50-goal guy, maybe 40, and 100 points or close.
Thoughts on Jackson Blake so far in the league? I have none.
He talked the other night. I haven't watched a ton of his game film. I think he's played 2 or 3 games. So saw he talked. It's always good to get your first one right. So
yeah. Any funny college blackout stories? We don't have time for that now. Roll Tide, but make sure you listen to our podcast. We go live a couple times a week. You can watch on YouTube. We have some funny stories we are always saying on there. And one more before we get back to this game, minute 30 to go. Watching from London, Ontario, I want to come to the Toronto event, but I have nowhere to stay. Do I drink and drive it home or fall asleep downtown with the homeless? Don't drink and drive, but we would appreciate it if you bought a ticket and showed up to support the fellas. You're going to enjoy the show. And what a save by Logan Confederate flag Pads Thompson. Oh, another wraparound attempt. Dude, Philly is buzzing. Oh!
My God, this is a shooting gallery just like outside the late Chris Kyle's house, the place we went to just outside of West Palm Beach. Oh! Holy shit.
Trevor Reamsdyke was facing the other way.
This is like the first scene of fucking tropical. This is like Tropic Thunder first scene. Just bombs, grenades, shots flying everywhere. I mean, friendly fire. What are we doing?
This is Kenosha, Wisconsin, when Kyle Rittenhouse is in town. Just shoots.
Yeah, shout out to Kenosha, by the way.
Shout out to Kenosha, home of I don't know what the fuck it's the home of.
Oh, not sure either. 42 seconds remaining here in the second frame. Is my God, that was a goddamn shooting gallery. Like I said, the first scene of Tropic Thunder, where it's just grenades, friendly fire. These guys shooting. Who's shooting at me? Is this a movie? Is this a bit? No, we're actually doing this live. This is war, folks. This is trench warfare. My God, 6-7 shots. Like you the other night at KC Live, Bobby Gucci tipping them back. My God.
Woo. Yeah, I had a lot of Jägermeister in Kansas City. And, you know, when I get in that mode, I just have a shot and I want another one. I want another. Some people call it a problem. I just call it having fun. Back to the game. 34 seconds remaining.
There's nothing like binge drinking. Folks, again, 28 seconds remaining here is John Carlson having a tough time with that puck in that right side of the ice tonight in the offensive zone. Kind of loses it, and they're able to reestablish, possession for Philadelphia gets the puck, and Owen Tippett tries to make a stick-through body-like play in his own end. Talk about being signed for a long-term deal. You can kind of just do whatever you want. That's the glory of it.
AM, bro, tweet this. This is a great tweet. How do I tell my wife I spent all of our money on NHL NFTs? If you don't tweet that, I will steal that tweet. Folks, we are going to go back to intermission. Chat, you guys have been great tonight. This is probably our best chat of the year for Altcast, even though we've only done a couple. I'm just happy this is a game swish. We got a 4-2 game. And, yeah, folks, we will be back for the third period, baby. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for contributing to the chat. And we'll see you in the freaking third.
Ooh. Brian Duche.
NHLShop.com, the official online the second period, but connected
Lights
and
up.
simply got the Flyers back into this one. Second half, they home and home.
Home and home, folks.
And we're back. Welcome in, folks. Is anybody still in the chat? Is anybody still in the building? Let us hear you if you're still with us.
Folks, we have actually a little bit of a ball game right now, live from the chin of Verizon Arena, Verizon Center, I believe it is, in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. And we're going to get a power play here for the Washington Capitals, as I believe Tom Wilson was taken down by a stick of Michkov, the young Russian, number 39, or the Philadelphia Flyers. Again, going to start with a power play, kind of like last period in terms of Nick Delorier getting tripped up in front, hooked, and now it's going to be on the other side as Tom Wilson was taken down by the young Russian. A little bit of a, softer call, but the 43 car goes down, and we are going to the power play as he steps inside the circle. He's playing on the right side tonight of the power play. Dylan Strome, Alexander Ovechkin, Johnny Carlson back there as well. And I believe that is Jacob Verana, or no, that's Pierre-Luc Dubois. Folks, getting some touches on PP1. John Carlson settles it down. He a little drop pass and kind of gets buried a little bit there by, I believe, Travis Sanheim stepping up on the defenseless defender, if you will. 19:15 remaining here in the third frame. A little bit of a ball game. Bobby, shots 19:15 again. Washington looking to extend their lead, potentially back up to 3. They had it at high as 4 before Philadelphia came marching back, kind of like the Revolutionary War.
1950 remaining in the third. If you're with us, chat, get that motherfucking thing going. We answer questions at the commercial break, and this is going to be a big kill for Philly here. That goes without saying. And let's see what they can do here. I actually think Ovechkin's going to score on this power play.
You like to think if Ovi gets one just slid into his wheelhouse over there on the left side, his office, he will make no mistake. Right now, again, folks, 19:03 remaining here in the third frame. Again, John Carlson, he's kind of fighting the puck a little bit
drunk
tonight. Yeah, he might be a little hung. It is a back-to-back, folks. He might have had too much wine last night on the bird.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Oh, my God. He drops him like an Al-Qaeda with Chris Kyle, the sniper.
Wow, what a play.
What a play to Sanheim. And he gets
nice shot.
Wood on it. Rocky, little cheeky little rebound there as Pierre-Luc Dubois is able to get that puck from Alexander Ovechkin and Dylan Strome. Little pull-up play as Ovechkin barrels down the wall, and he kind of seals that.
Good awareness.
Piece of duct tape. Yeah, that was a good play by Ovi. Helped his guy out.
Over.
Tommy Wilson. A little too much steam on that puck. Carlson's going to unload on that, and he cocks one again. I'm going to hit you so many times with the right, you might be begging for the left. Oh, what a dish by Ovi.
Fucking
Give it back to him.
Jesus.
Oh, little baby sauce. As Stromer tries to get it back to the hopeful leading goal scorer ever of the National Hockey League, as Ryan Poehling is down for the count. And not only does he look brutal in that true gear, he looks a little banged up and brutal after that 1T blast from Johnny Carlson. 16 seconds remaining, folks, in the Washington power play. Oh, my God. That was an errant pass by Chicky Parm Chikrin, who's sporting a headband and a mic tonight. Folks, a hot mic can happen to anyone. As Chikrin sends that puck wide and dry, Philadelphia is able to chip it out as he goes back for the puck on a delayed offside, and he just chunks one up the middle of the ice, and not a whole lot to do with that. As we'll restart here, folks, again, 17:22 remaining and counting. Not a whole lot going on in that power play, Rob. I think anytime it's early on in the period or at the end of a period, it's always hard to come out, and get something going when you're not really expecting, that right away, and the flow of the game is not really there yet.
Yeah, I just think Philly needs to build off that momentum that they had in the second period. They just got a kill. And, if you're Philly right now, you're still in this game. And it's like, boys, let's just break this fucking lose streak. And they're just at a back-to-back, so they probably might have a day off tomorrow.
You would think. I mean, if their coach is not a total asshole, you got to think if they're back-to-back, for sure, day off. It's a green light. Probably go home and just hit the couch. You're really tired. The legs are bagged up. Maybe a hot tub. a Percocet and a little Pinot Noir type night for a Wednesday, I would say, for both teams.
Yeah, Ryan Paling headed to the just blocked an absolute missile from I think it was John
But
Carlson.
that's a nice thing about playing in this division and playing on the East Coast is generally you're sleeping in your own bed versus having to fly 2 hours, get in the plane, get home late. Like these guys, like they'll probably train in or maybe they'll fly, but if it's a flight, it's 20, 30 minutes, especially from Philly to Wash. I would say it can't be any longer than 45 minutes. And then if you're on a train where you're just getting right on there, it's maybe an hour and a half, hour and a hook. So yeah, it's playing in the East Coast. I think it's just such an advantage for a lot of teams, especially in the dog days of the season where you can kind of get home and if it's a Tuesday night or whatever it is, you're still home at a decent hour route.
Yep, definitely. It's nice to be in the metro and all the cities are right around each other.
Yeah, like you can get home and you could make last call at your bar, even if it's midnight or 1 o'clock, and that's even getting on the bird and going home, or maybe even just you want to go home and hopefully your significant other is still up and
she's horny.
I'm up all night to get lucky. Folks, speaking of lucky, well, Jimmy Drysdale finds himself in a little bit of luck. Fresh start, getting out of Anaheim. Now, I don't know who is further along in terms of the hashtag rebuild. Oh, my God.
Oh, what a pass. What a save.
My God.
Jesus.
Garnet Hathaway almost just stunk that one in there. My God, that was an absolute dish by Travis Konechny. Finding a little bit of a saucer pass.
He's been a little spark plug tonight. Even when they were down 4-rip, Konechny selling the game, selling the hit on Dubois, and now again, is that him and Pierre-Luc Duferta going after it again? I mean,
yeah, they're gathered in front of the net, and we do have a crowd. And McElrath, you can tell, is just chomping at the bit. He's like, "Let me get off this bench. I will take a 10-game suspension like John Scott back in the day did. I don't care." But he wants to get paid, and he's given Konechny the business in terms of not giving his 4,500 bucket back. McElrath just chirping him, all bark, no bite there from Konechny like a little chihuahua he is. Does he have a Mike Stud mullet? Oh, no, it's just a normal cut.
Oh, they're going to take him, or they're going to take both guys. Tom Wilson somehow getting involved in that. I don't know why I'm saying somehow. Pretty sick play by him. Head up.
Oh, head up all the way.
Pass, and honestly, a nasty play by Hathaway to go back to the backhand. I love that. Just Logan Thompson staying centered and playing good positionally to make that save. And, yep, Tom Wilson stepping in.
Yeah, doing what he does. Take your bucket off. Don't do anything. Get a little jab in there. And all of a sudden the referee and the linesman come in. I believe that is the 50 card Johnny Murray stepping in there. Yes, it is. The long-time linesman. Probably the best linesman in the game. Konechny going to go sit down. Wilson going to sit down. It's going to be 2-2 for roughing. Where are they sending this guy? Nothing better than a bucket off skate. Not sure what Konechny's looking for. I don't know if he's looking for his lid or what he needs, but he might need a new fresh piece of lumber as he goes and sits for 2 minutes. Folks, again, 15:23 remaining. We're going to skate 4 aside after that little dust up, but what a play by Konechny. I don't love the style, how he tapes his jersey to his elbow pads over the top of it. Don't love that, but the former Ottawa 67 has been working, and he's probably done it for a while now. That was a great play, though, by Konechny in terms of a little bit of a self-saucer kind of play, almost like, just a little pull-up play, but he kind of self-sauced to himself, found Hathaway with a good chance, and ultimately Thompson with a great save again on the Oppo Taco glove side. And Chychrun showing off his boots as he goes back for the puck in the God.
Good play. Good heads-up play by Fedotov there to break up that pass, too.
Yep, and Carlson's going to find his D partner. Oh, little slip play there, intercepted.
Now, if you're Konechny, how do you feel about that trade-off? Who's off? Is it Wilson and Konechny?
Yeah, I would say it's
even
apples to apples there. I mean, Wilson probably going to get a shift in 4-on-4. Konechny maybe would get 2. So, I mean, if you're Philly, I don't think you mind it. A little 4-on-4 more ice to get some of your players like Mishkov and some of these guys. If you're Washington, I don't think you're too worried about it either. Just go play 4-on-4, whatever. It's a dust up in front of both benches. And is that McElrath getting 4-on-4 time? I mean, this guy.
Guy.
I think it was TBR. Oh. I'm getting them confused because it's 52 and 57. They're both just rimming pucks, just hot rimming pucks. Drysdale probably playing 25 tonight. I don't love his game, to be honest, but he looks like he's finally, kind of at least skating a little better after all the surgeries and what he's kind of gone through. Is that a penalty there? That was an absolute slew foot to Drysdale.
One thing I like about Michkov so far is he's a rookie. He's played like 5 games, but this guy is not afraid to enter the zone and hold the puck. Get those clean entries. He's not dumping it. He's not playing it safe. He's doing Michigan's. He's shooting from behind the goal line.
Yeah, and I think
a lot of confidence.
Yeah, right now, listen, he's got the key to the city. He's like Ben Franklin used to be in Philadelphia. When you come into the city, you just kind of expect to be the man. You are the man. You're Russian. You get a little bit of that pass. And at the end of the day, if things go south, he knows he can make about $2 million in the Continental Hockey League. So having that in your back pocket never hurts. Folks, we're at the first intermission or commercial break, of the third period. What do we have, fella?
Schmaltzy, morning routine.
Morning routine. I'll take you through my day today. 7:30 a.m. workout. I did that. Then I wrote a little bit for our upcoming show for North Dakota. We're going live at Joe Black's on Saturday, the 26th. So I did some of that. Did some interview prep. Going to have Tage Thompson on Live in 5 this week. And then I kind of parlayed that into an interview, a pre-show. And you know what? All of a sudden, we're here bringing you the people. It was light out when I got here, Rob. We both got here. Now it is pitch black here in the desert.
Hockey Day in Scottsdale is my church. Thank you very much. Is Ovechkin hitting 40 tucks for the lead on goals this season? We touched on this earlier in the game, and we both said he's going to need till next year. Although if the Capitals keep playing like this, it could happen. Never doubt the greats. That's for sure. When's the Kenosha live show, boys? We're just trying to get Kyle Rittenhouse to commit to being a guest, but he's very, very booked up in advance, especially during the election year. So we'll let you know when that happens. First coach to get an axe directly to the back of the neck. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Does that mean he's going to get fired? I don't. Maybe. I don't know. Buffalo's won a couple in a row. So
Lindy Ruff is safe. I would say it would come down to Jim Hiller in L.A. Or I hate to say it because I don't want to even start that rumor. Not that it will happen, but Derek Lalonde, my head coach in Green Bay, won a championship with him. I would say his hot seat is getting hotter by the day in Detroit. Yeah. But I think if they can turn it around there, he'll be safe till at least Christmas. Now, they'd have to go into the absolute gutter, I think, for Stevie Y to ultimately pull the trigger. But, yeah, I just think these coaches, man, they don't ever get a fair shake. It's a carousel, and if you don't produce, it's what have you done for me lately? It's kind of like that C-word wife. You just never can do anything too good or good enough for her. So, folks, again, we're looking at Pierre-Luc Dubois. We're looking at a couple of their new additions, and Jacob Chychrun, who grew out his hair this year. Rasmus Sandin came over a year and a half ago. And the blue line of the Washington Capitals features guys all the way from Chychrun to Carlson to Farabee, McElrath, Sandin, and a guy like TVR. TVR, the younger brother of JVR, who's playing in Columbus this year, just trying to stay afloat. And you know what? The good thing about playing in Columbus is you can book your bender right now. You can book the Baker's Bay in the Bahamas. You can book
Michkov, absolutely. Dude, this kid, the confidence on this kid, unbelievable. The confidence of a super senior in high school. This kid.
Wow, what a shot. A C9 shot from Michkov. Now, he got into that position on the last 5-on-4 power play before connecting. He ended up scoring near the Rockstar zone, Rob. But this time he elects on the 4-on-3 to shoot it through traffic. And he uses that big old toe curve of his that he has, and he literally wired this one. It was a little chicken wire. It came out as fast as it went in and out like a 7-Eleven. What a shot.
Jesus.
Wow.
What a shot. Man, this kid's got a boatload of confidence. What a great shot. Sees the screen in front and
head up all the way, too.
Head up all the way. And someone in the chat has Flyers live line plus 750 when they were down. So I'm at this point.
I wonder if that was when they're down 4-0. You think?
Yeah. If you're still in the chat, was that when they were down 4-0? But we have a game on our hands. Wow.
We have a match. We didn't think it was going to happen again. We thought maybe the worst lead in hockey is 2, sometimes 3. And with all the momentum in Philadelphia is pouring into this game, and I don't know what Torts said. I don't know what they sniffed. I don't know what he threatened. Maybe he threatened another skating test round 2 if you guys don't pick it up. But whatever he has these guys on or doing, it is clearly paying off. And right now in this game, with 13 minutes to play and counting, we have a match. And I wouldn't rule out Philadelphia pulling out this come-from-behind like victory. Because right now, like we said about the Washington Capitals, in the first period. They're buzzing like a no vacancy sign at a motel outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, they started by just making it greasy and then just throwing pucks at the net, and you just never freaking know what's going to happen. And 12 minutes to play. I'd like to see them get a win, even though I said it before. I didn't want them to win because I have a beef with the city of Philadelphia. I kind of want to see them come back and win this game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they got 2 power play goals. Mishkov is heating up. Like, if this guy gets another look on the man advantage, he's either going to tuck or have an apple. So, at the same time, on the other side here, Washington, you got to wake up a little bit. This game, this ain't over. This ain't over, McGavin. The way I see it, it's just getting started. As Dylan Strome corrals the puck, he sends it up to TBR, and he sends a piss missile just high, and there is a pile-up, like a 10-car pile-up, just outside of Moscow. Nobody knows what they're doing, but we hit each other, and we're here. Does anyone have insurance? No. Okay, good. We'll be on our way. 57-4, Washington Capitals carefully plays the puck to his partner, Rasmus Sandin. That's a good 5-6 pairing, by the way, back there for the Capitals. Sandin, TBR, that's a National League 5-6.
Yep.
Nicky Dowd always had a good stick, always sneaky. He's just it's like he's using a fire poker. Wow, that was a hard hit. Who's that, Drysdale? Jesus, buddy.
We're going to be coming up on a commercial break in a second here. Get the chat going.
Who is that? No, who's 19 all this Hathaway? I was going to say, he hit him like a fucking cigarette machine there. Jesus, Duheim took it on the chin a little bit. What are we showing here?
We're going to hack somebody. I think he hacked somebody, or is it just him in front?
Ooh. He's always rocked that tape job, too, Ovi, with the puck marks. Just it's black, but it's white. It's kind of like the Michael Jackson of tape jobs, that black and white. It's black, then it's white, then it's white and black. Sammy Sosa, Alex Rodriguez with that spray-on tan, some names that come to mind. Folks, speaking of coming to mind, well, one name that I haven't seen a lot on the sheet tonight is for the Philadelphia Flyers is Cam York, the 8-car. I've been actually meaning to watch this kid's game. He's a former 14th overall pick. He's playing on the power play for Philly. They expect big things from him. Like we said earlier, he's a kid out of California. You smoke some dope, you drink some, what are those, Land Shark beers. You just kind of chill out on the beach all summer, and you come back to camp, and it maybe takes you a little bit longer to get going. Oh, my God. That was almost a goal, fella. Chicky Parm.
Shoot that.
Oh, my dish. Move. You got to move your boots.
Frost has been, skating well tonight, in my opinion.
Yeah, he looks good. I mean, York, what is he doing at the top of the key there?
Oh!
The sea just doesn't part. You're not Moses. You got to move. And Frosty's a little banged up there. I don't know if he took
I think he took a shot in front of the net there.
A shot or a stick or a piece of lumber. At the end of the day,
a stick, yeah.
We need more Dylan McElrath.
Yeah, get McElrath on the ice. That's why they're losing. Oh, is it that shot right there? Sometimes in Chikrin, he's not a weak fella, so you get a little cross-check from him.
No, he's the liver king. I mean, that guy, he does not put anything bad in his body. He actually goes and hunts the eggs from chickens himself, and he only eats beef liver. So if you have a liver to donate and you're an organ donor, please reach out to Jacob Chikrin because he's always eating organs and livers, especially human, animal, whatever he can get his hands on, high in protein, rich in nutrients. Folks, speaking of rich, my God, Alexander Ovechkin, I was looking at his bank account on Puckpedia the other day, and we don't have Cap Friendly anymore because some asshole, the owner of the actually Washington Capitals, bought Cap Friendly, but made a couple. I think he's made over 120 million. I think I was reading.
Why did they buy Cap Friendly?
I have no idea.
I don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't know if they put their employees into a system where now they can use them for their own cap and to structure things, or they simply just wanted to take it away from the league and be like, no, you're done with this. Very interesting.
Get that chat loaded up. I see a couple that we're going to get to.
Yeah, we are at the 10:02 marker. There's a dust up in front. A couple guys talking to each other like they're going to fight, but they clearly won't because Johnny Murray is in there like swimwear, taking care of the fellas and directing traffic like Paul Blart at a mall cop. So 4-3 right now in favor of the Washington Capitals. Philly playing well as of late. They're leading the shots 25-18. We're getting a couple looks here at just some shots from the Washington Capitals. Not a bad little look there from Bradish. I don't mind it, but fella, if you're going to go short side cheddar, it must be better.
I like that Michkov's getting involved too. I kind of like this kid. I'm always about Russians. You never really know with them. You don't know what their prerogatives are. They're fucking crazy. Half of them have.
Yeah, they all come over married too. They're all married at like 18.
Yeah, it's really wild.
I mean, I think their pickup lines in Moscow and their Russian accents is, "Can I buy you a drink or a condo?" Well, let's start with a condo. And you want a flight to the U.S. And of course, those young Russian women that look like supermodels coming out of a third world country, glorified, are gonna say yes. Say yes to the dress. Say yes to me. Do you like my bank account or do you like my rich?
All right, get the chat going here. Are we going to get an election night altcast? Maybe have some hard piss. That would be funny to sit here as the votes roll in, but I'm not sure if that's on the agenda for the Hockey Night in Scottsdale boys.
That would be hilarious. Live, just talking about just who's winning every state, what the polls are at. That could be some all-time content. And you know what? Maybe we might just do it. We'll see.
Sandine cap hit is $4.6 million. Not good for a third pair. I don't know about that. I mean, how cheap do you want to go? Yeah,
and if you got the money to spend it and he can play on a second power play, he's kind of like a sneaky five defenseman. I mean, there's some chicks out there that are sneaky fives that'll do the job just fine. They're not going to play in your top pair. They're definitely not going to play in the top four, but you know what? Sneaky five, nothing wrong with that.
Tortorella has the altcast, by the way. Tortorella is absolutely hilarious. Has the altcast in one AirPod on the bench. They knew the boys were on the altcast. It looks like the Philadelphia Flyers are pretty much using our altcast to come back in this game. But YouTube X, get the chat going. It's died down a little bit. We're coming down to the most important part of the game here. So.
Yeah, get the chat buzzing. Let's talk it out. What are you doing tonight? Again, it is Wednesday. It is the Hump Day Classic. And if you have any questions about this game or around the league, I mean, we had 32 teams playing last night, only one going tonight. So what do we think of the altcast? Do we like it? Is it just too much chaos? Like, I mean, I'm not overly horny on just watching 32 teams play. Like, I know it's like cool to say, but I mean, I'm good with like a slate of, 5 games, like, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like too much going on, unless you're going to really stagger out those games. And we talked about it last night. The way to do it, if you did it on January 1 and made it like part of the Winter Classic and made hockey a holiday. Other than that, like, do I really care about, Minnesota, Winnipeg? No, I don't care. Anyways, back to the game right now. Speaking of Minnesota, Eden Prairie's finest, Nick Seeler sends it up the wall on a one faceoff by Philadelphia. And that will go for icing, and we will try again. It's not a bad play to go round two, to try and start again. We're watching Michkov. I actually really like this guy's game. He's in your face. He doesn't give a fuck. It seems like he's one of those Russians that just comes over and just drops his nutsack on the table and says, you know what? I'm here, motherfucker. Let's do this thing. So,
how old is this kid?
He's like a 2002 or 3. Like, he's young. I would say he's a 2003.
04. Holy shit. From Perm, Russia. Where the hell is that?
Why does he have straight hair if he's from Perm, Russia?
This kid put up 35 goals in 50 games in 2021.
I mean, he had a point a game in TJ Sochi last year. Like, that's pretty good. I mean, that's, as a 18-year-old, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, who knows how actually old he is, though. But, I mean, pre-lockout baby or mid-lockout baby, that's pretty crazy. 04, 05, December of 04. Like, that's pretty impressive. I mean, 7th overall pick. Who were some of the picks that year that was a first overall pick? I can't even really think.
Connor Bedard.
Leo
Carlson.
Lipper Carlson. Adam Fantilli. He will never be the same after Mike Babcock. And we had Willie Smith. That's actually a really good draft. Ryan Backer, I played with that kid.
Hurt.
Yep.
Dmitry Simasev, not sure who that is.
Yeah, the Coyotes took some weird picks that year at 6 and 12, hoping they'll work out. Billy Armstrong went to the chin of Russia and said, you know what, I'm peeling 2 guys out of here, and I do like their women enough to stay another week. Anyways, 8:46 remaining. Shots right now are 25-19 in favor of Philadelphia. They trail by 1. I think the secret of tying this game is put number 39 on the ice, let him go, let him buzz, let him spin like Booby Miles in Friday Night Lights.
Booby Miles.
Booby Miles, you want to win? Put Booby in. I can paint your back porch. I can run it up the middle. I can bang your wife. I can do this. I can do that. I am Booby Miles. Folks, what a movie.
I mean, Michkov is all over, even on the forecheck. Like, just a lot of effort out of him.
Yep, like white on rice. You know what? This Drysdale, like, there's a lot of jersey flapping. It looks good. And, you know, he's going back for pucks. Again, the jersey's flapping. He kind of got good bounce, but I don't know if I really love his game. That was an absolute sick play there by Sanheim, by the way. Jesus. Patience of a nun. Mishkov, fella. Yeah, you got to throw that right along the blue line if you want to hit Couturier.
Yeah. I'd probably just wrap that, throw it down the corner. But I'm not going to tell him what to do. I'm just a fucking asshole that never played.
Couturier, I mean, like, how many back surgeries can a guy get? Like, he's at like 4 or 5. He's like kind of on the similar radar as a guy like Mark, I got stoned. You know what I mean? Like, these guys, like, how many back surgeries can you get before the back patio just kind of falls off and hits the old ejecto button? You know, like this. I think Couturier, I mean, what was he out for almost 2 years?
Yeah. You know, people are like, oh, he's not the same. Of course he's not the same.
Yeah.
He said back surgery.
Yeah.
Back surgery is brutal. I mean, I can get my wisdom teeth out and I wouldn't be the same player.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you could get the Chinese virus and all of a sudden you have to sit out for a year. But
remember that kid on Minnesota who got the Chinese flu?
Yeah.
And he was out he had Chinese flu symptoms or something. Marco Rossi?
Yeah.
Is he playing this year?
He might be. I mean, the Chinese flu essentially ended Johnny Taze's career, right?
Yeah.
He had post-Chinese symptoms.
I forgot about that.
He had the Asian twine.
What you got to do is you got to fight fire with fire. Maybe just keep eating Chinese food, you know? Just have that Chinese food, that chicken lo mein, that egg drop soup, get into your body and fight that Chinese flu off. But, yeah, I forgot about that. Johnny Taves, not officially retired, right? But probably.
Yeah. I mean, he went to Burning Man, and I think, like, what they were doing with him was they were giving him IV bags of MSG. And just for whatever reason, it just didn't work. Like, it was like teriyaki, MSG. And, yeah, I mean, long story short is you can never have enough of that stuff. So, if you're going to PF Chang's tonight, I recommend the Mongolian beef. I recommend the crab wontons, and you'll be on the shitter for the next week. But you know what? Again, it'll clean your system out. So speaking of cleaning the pipes, Philly has done that over the last few years, and they've brought in a new regime. It features Keith Jones as the president, Danny Briere, who his son has done some questionable things.
Why are we calling each other again?
Who is fucking with us?
Scamming us.
Someone is scamming us. This happens all the time. How does someone hack a phone like that? Folks, how does that happen? So it'll say Rob's calling me. Oh, my God. How did he not tuck that? So that was an absolute diesel wrap job. That was like a California wrap with avocado, bacon. And, yeah, but
hello?
It'll go to nothing.
Hello? Pussy.
So it'll be Gucci. I'll answer. So how does it happen, folks? How does this happen? It happens all the time to us. It'll say Rob is calling me and I'm calling Rob. So is that like a scam or spam call from telemarketers, or is that from actual, like, someone having our numbers? How does that work? As a People's Insider, I carry 3 phones, but it happens on all 3 of them. So I'm just curious. We still have not figured that out. It happened to us one night like 4 times in a row. Like, these people will probably call back and they'll be like, what is going on?
But then when you answer, they don't call. They don't say anything. It's just blank.
Like, are they just like waiting for you to shout out your social security number, your body count? Like, what are they looking for? Like a credit card number? Like, I don't know what's going on. I never know what he's doing. What is he doing back there? But
what is she doing?
What is she doing back there? I never know what she's doing.
What an idiot. You died in a hang gliding accident. What an idiot. What a freak.
What a freak.
Oh, look, honey, I'm hang gliding. Oh, I'm dead. Great movie. Oh, Ovechkin. Oh.
Wow. I mean, he's really an innovator. He's been crashing weddings and just cleaning up. Chaz Reinholz, God bless him.
Funerals.
Yeah, sorry, funerals. He's been crashing funerals and just cleaning up.
It's unfair. Chicks are just so horny.
what does he say? He's like, nature or grief is nature's most natural aphrodisiac.
Crazy. That is crazy.
What a freak. What a loser.
Yeah, dude died in a hang gliding accident. What an idiot.
What an idiot.
What a freak.
What a freak, he says, Chaz Reynolds.
Mom!
Don't Jump was the book Owen Wilson was reading. That was the lesson of the day. Folks, we're back to the game, and Dylan McElrath playing big minutes at the end of the game. And oh, my God, that's a slash. Did he break his twig?
Yeah, they're going to let the boys play.
McElrath went into that pile like a samurai. Like, dude, what are you? Like, he just left his position completely. He plays pretty reckless. Even in the National League, he's just all over the place. Sometimes you need reckless. Sometimes you don't. Oh, my God.
He should have hit him. Oh!
What a nail gun play.
Teeth right into the post.
What a play by Wilson. Wilson, like this is Castaway. Oh, my God. Take the body or the puck? I'll take the body. You take the puck. What a play by Tommy Wilson after his defensive partner or D-man on the ice. Dylan McElrath kind of got dipsy dude as we were pumping his tires, but went crashing into Logan Thompson there. Hopefully he's all right. A little fire on fire there, but oh my God, Chikrin with a bad step. McElrath gets walked, and then Wilson. Oh my God, what a hit! Nice little shover dude.
McElrath should have just stepped up right there. Might have been interference though.
Yeah, it would have been close. I mean, listen, I think at the end of the game there, I think you gotta take body, but he's probably thinking, fuck, if I bury this guy like it's the jungle, I'm gonna sit again for another penalty, and all of a sudden I got 4 penalty minutes. My D coach probably isn't the biggest fan of me, but he's gonna stay on the ice. We got 5:27 remaining here in the third frame. Again, right now, Hockey Night in Scottsdale, bringing you coverage you can't get anywhere else, folks. Where are you tuning in from? Where are you watching? Again, we got a barn burner here, the only game of the National Hockey League tonight, featuring the Philadelphia Flyers and the Washington Capitals. Right now, it is 7:10 local. It is 10:10 on the East Coast. And if you're somewhere in Hawaii, well, you're just getting your day started. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, as the late Jimmy Buffet would say. Man, I think this Michkov kid might have one in the last 5 minutes here. We're going to see on that front, but again, he's been buzzing the latter half of this game, and Philly is kind of sneakily just woke up in this game and, applied a little bit of pressure. That's all you can ask for. Just a little pressure, baby.
Even if you lose this game, if you're Philly, I think the takeaway here is just you got to come out hotter than that. I know it's a back-to-back, but you could see in the second period they played good hockey, and for most of this period too. I mean, they're right there, but God damn it, dude, they need a fucking win, and they need it soon.
Yep, they're in a hurry. Curry in a hurry. That might be a penalty.
That's so soft. You can't call that right now on the Frost, man.
Well, I'm going to see this on a different no-angle dangle, but it just looked like me. It was a little bit of what is he going to call interference, probably? You can't call it trip. You can't call anything else a hold. Holding on the defense.
Nick Holding, where?
Well, show the goddamn play, fella.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. It just kind of seemed like two guys racing for a puck. His legs went out underneath him. What do we got in the chat, folks? Load it up, baby.
We have Romosexual saying he loves Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Thank you. Our podcasts are always streamed live 2 times a week. You can go to our YouTube. You can watch them again. You can listen on audio, Spotify, and Apple. That call is soft as shit. At first glance, I agree. I want to see it again, but that's a tough call right there, man. That's a tough call to make, especially when Philly's just right there on the comeback, and that's what happens when you're a team in Washington. You got the White House calling in favors.
That you do. And is Joe still sleeping at the White House, or has he kindly packed his shit?
I think he's dead.
Joe Biden died. We just announced it on Hockey Night in Scottsdale. People's Insider Bobby Gucci had it first. People's confirmed. Sleepy Joe is dead.
He has died peacefully.
Joe Biden died
in the parking lot
of a Hooters.
Of a Hooters.
And who drove him there? None other than Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama and her man wrench. I feel like I'm watching a beer league game. This is hard to watch. It's been a little bit better. The game started off like shit, but it's been a little bit better. But I agree. A lot of mistakes out there. Sloppy hockey. Hey, it's a back-to-back, man. It's a back-to-back, home at home. Give some thoughts about the Wings. They need to get going. They got to turn the corner eventually.
You got a lot of winners in that room too.
Yeah.
You know, you got Showtime, you got Tarasenko, 2 and 3 mugs respectively. I just think they're missing a guy like David Perron, one of the veterans around.
Yeah.
Goss Spear, I think they're missing him. I think. Oh
That's
my
a
God!
horseshit
Dude,
call.
his blade went out. You see that?
Oh, his blade
went out.
in
So
half.
it's not even a penalty because Duheim's blade actually is in half.
Is that reviewable?
It should be. They take it to the situation. Take it to the situation room.
Oh my God, that is such a bad call. If you're a ref, he should be fired. Real quick before we get,
how could you review that? Sorry,
No.
that's stupid.
don't be sorry. I was just about to read this comment that said, "Are blowjobs a little slept on this year?" I'm not exactly sure what you mean by slept on.
There's nothing better than a chick that likes sucking horn. Speaking of horn.
Tweet that.
Speaking of horn, are we going to hear the final horn in this game with Washington winning 4-3?
You got to feel for Frost there because Tortorella, type of guy, you take a bad penalty at the end of the game, he's going to get on your ass about that. But that wasn't a bad penalty. That's just a fuck up by the ref. And at this point, I'm looking to make a makeup call or just hoping that Philly gets out of this just for the sake of the integrity of the game.
Yeah, you like to think the ball or the puck don't lie. Like that's just that. Okay, I don't love the review for offsides all the time, and you can review this, but that is a play that you should be able to review, right? Like
if the skate
blade breaks,
yeah,
that you should be able to review that. That's a tweet right there to the scouting the refs and everyone in the National Hockey League. That's stupid because now Philly, who has been buzzing and deserves a chance to get back in this game, has to kill one off for 2 minutes, and now they deflate 2 minutes in terms of hopefully killing it off, but that's at least a shift or two for Mishkov to be out there buzzing.
Yeah, but even if the skate blade doesn't break there, that's just such a bitch call to make. Like with 4 minutes left in the game, Phillies had 3 unanswered, and you make that pussy call at the end of the game. It's just a little bit ridiculous. Excuse my language, but
oh my God.
I gotta say, Fedotov's been a little bit hit and miss tonight, but he's doing a great job. And when they slide that puck over to Ovechkin, he's already there.
Yeah, he's cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, he's halfway across the net before he sees that. He knows Russian. Like, he can't get scored on because then Putin's going to see it. They're going to all their censored media. That's the one thing they're going to show that day is Ovechkin scoring on you. You're a Russian goalie. It's just you don't want to have that to happen because then some guy, a Russian mobster in a track jacket from Da Vinci is all over you. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Two different types of people can pull off jumpsuits: black people and Russian guys.
Yep. And an overconfident white guy as well, especially in velour.
Especially a divorced dad that drives a white Jaguar with horrible credit score. Great pass. Holy shit.
Here it is.
Oh, good
what
shot,
absolute
man.
dragon dish. My God. You got good wood on that.
Imagine dragon.
Give it back. What are you doing? Why did you go back to Drysdale there?
I don't like that play at all right there. Who did that? You got to settle the puck down, man. You have an extra guy on the ice, and you throw a burger into a guy's shit. Too many men, you idiots!
Douchebois. That's tough.
I mean, that's just a stupid fucking play.
That was a horrible play. Was that Drysdale who sent that puck, that errant pass? I believe it was, over to the bench. Obviously, 2 or 3 guys changing. Dude, hold the pill. Let your guys get off the fucking bench. Hold it. You have time. You have the man advantage. What are we doing here? Dude. That was a bonehead play. Never send the puck. It's a big no-no, man, especially 6-on-5. Let your guys get out. Even if you have to, take it behind your net. Set up the control breakout. But Drysdale gets a little hot and horny. His D-man goes for a change. Now, I do think he's got to stay on the ice for him. I do think. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, this is just a lack of communication here. But look at it.
Wait, what happens here?
Why doesn't Sanheim just give him the outlet? He changes. So he changes.
Oh, man.
And then obviously you can't touch the puck because then there'll be too many men on the ice. Not that there was a guy already, but the D-man didn't jump over because Sanheim hadn't changed and the puck is right there. The next thing you know, it's in the back of your net, and Pierre-Luc Dubois has 1 and 2, but it might be the best night of his life in the last 6 months. Man, that was a bad play. Fuck. That was stupid.
It's just such a breakdown at the end of the game, too.
Yeah, that was dumb. Like, I don't know. I mean, can you not challenge? Just going back to that play though, like, can you not challenge a skate breaking like that?
No.
To me, that seems outrageous. That you can't go to the situation room and someone phones down and like, "Hey, fella, that's actually not a call I'm willing to make or you should make because the guy's fucking skate blade, his steel, literally broke. Folks, we're looking at the Capitals' second line this season. Douchebois, wow, 1-2 tonight gets him up to 5 points. McMichael with 3 and 5, and Tommy Wilson early lead for the Cy Young, 5 goals, 1 assist, and they should get this thing wrapped up like a Christmas present you're waiting to put under your wife's tree. Why is the box so big? Well, baby, it's a little bit of what we call deception. What's in there? It's just a card and a gift card to Texas Roadhouse. 147 remaining. We have the shots 28-23, but that don't matter because right now 6-on-5 for Philly as they make a last-ditch effort in a game, Rob, that they kind of just shot themselves in the foot early. Were never able to recover. They almost got there, but you know what? At the end of the day, a 4-goal hole is pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, Capitals are going to escape this one just because of the Flyers' mistakes at the end, self-inflicted. But any last final thoughts, questions, whatever you got? We got a minute and a half remaining. We're going to sign off right after that. I'm going to go to the gym and get in a hard 17-minute workout and then order $45 worth of Cheesecake Factory. Smoke some weed.
Why you got to fight with me at Cheesecake? You know I love to go there. And Ovi, I mean, that's one of those, oh, my God, Drysdale just having a tough night. Soaks 2 minuses late. And Ovechkin, those are one of those goals, Rob, when you're looking back at all of them and you surpass Wayne Gretzky, you're like, do you remember that goal I had at home in a 6-3 win? It was for the 6-goal empty netter. Like, that's just such a gift.
Yeah, that's
you know
just
what I mean?
a
That's
gift.
just gift wrap to the greatest goal scorer to eventually be. Would it be awesome, though, if one day Matthews passed him, though?
Yeah, he could if he stays healthy. Look at how hard he skates to that puck, too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at that. I've never seen Ovechkin skate this hard.
He's absolutely buzzing. And just credit, he was going to tuck that.
Bad angle, too.
Bad angle, a little wobbly puck, and he just somehow tucks it home. And you know what? 6-3 right now with 1 minute remaining in the third period, the final frame over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Again, we're going to do probably a live pod in Friday in North Dakota. We're kind of just figuring out where we're going to do it, but we're going to jump on pregame, talk some shit, be boots on the ground for the people. And then, again, we're doing our live show at Joe Black's on Saturday. Dave Hackstall going to pop by. So if you're in the area, you're in Minnesota, you're in North Dakota, hell, even if you're in Manitoba, pop in, say what's good. It's a free show. We're not charging you shit. That's how we get the season started over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale.
Somebody said, what's your Cheesecake Factory order? Dude, I've been on a kick of ordering, when I do order Cheesecake Factory, it's not all the time, of the chicken carbonara. And I always say, sometimes I say carbonara, sometimes I say carbonara. I don't know what it is, but it's it's good. And holy shit.
No.
La Ferta Pierre wants to get in on the action. Mrs. Wide.
Ooh, but he gets a 2-for-1 special, Rob. You get 2 shots on net there. That's good for the Corsi.
Yep, it is. Yeah, chicken carbonara has really been hitting nice, and the steak tacos.
There you go. A nice light night at the Cheesecake Factory, folks. Stay light, stay bright, and stay tight. Because, again, tomorrow night is ladies' night. We will be in North Dakota tomorrow. Friday and Saturday and Sunday. If you're around the area, say what up. Come to our live show, talk some shit. And we are about to sign off. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a hell of a drive. And it's, again, Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Folks, it's not how you drive, it's how you arrive. Show up in fucking style.
Spicy chicken spicy chipotle chicken pasta. I can't do spicy, man. Even last night at there's something crazy spicy in that Thai noodle salad I had. And let me tell you something. My stomach was doing backflips this morning. Love you guys from TK Tenbo, no relation to Tim Tebow. Thank you. Love you too. Thanks for joining the stream. All 13,000 people that tapped in. We appreciate it. And we are going to be out tonight. Catch us next time tomorrow night or in 2 nights in North Dakota, live on Hockey Night in Scottsdale YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment. It helps with the algorithm. All right, I'm out.
Thanks,
We're out.
Love you guys.
Peace.